Hello there everybody, and welcome to the third live stream of An Ecologist Plays Planet Zoo, where we are back in our little zoo. Well, we're going to be back in a moment. Of course, today we are going to be doing all kinds of new enclosures. I've got two that I am very keen for. That will be for a reptile and for a bird, because last time we did end the game, or end the session, by putting in the red-crowned cranes, and today, well, it is time for another bird to join the zoo that we have. Okay, so if we have a look here, this is what our zoo, of course, looks like at the moment. People come in. So for those of you that haven't seen it before, this is, of course, what it will look like now. People will come in. We've got our staff little section over there. Still quite boring. I still have to make that nice. We've got our restrooms over here, because the first thing anybody needs, of course, would be the restrooms. Then we've got Timon and Pumbaa over here. We've got the meerkats and the... Oh my word, there are lots and lots of meerkats. Okay, so a whole lot of meerkats and some warthogs in this enclosure over here. We've got puff adder over here as well. Over there in this little enclosure here, a whole bunch of puff adders. How many have we got at the moment? Too many puff adders. Oh my word. Okay, so I need to sort this out again. Let's get rid of the older Amir. Amir is the father here in any case, and Amina we'll also get rid of. We're just going to send them to a farm upstate, and they're going to live their lives happily up there. Okay, I think if we have Elham and Amir as a male and female, that should be fine. Okay, so we're just going to send them off, and then we have two puff adders in here, which will be perfect. Puff adders, by their very nature, are very solitary. They prefer not being in big clumps. So hey Ozzy, welcome to the chat. And of course Nick is here as well. So Ozzy has just recently been appointed as a bit of an ecologist in the wild as well. So now there are two ecologists in this stream over here, or at least two that I know of. So of course we've got our little restaurants over here. We've got Pizza Pen, we've got Monsieur Frites, and just a memento over here as well, where everybody is getting... This is all kinds of, not hats, but mementos, basically. And then we've got our coffee as well, because, you know, there's no life before coffee. Then we have our butterfly houses. One is done. Second one is done. We have not yet built the third and fourth. We'll see how that is, well, whether we get to that today, or maybe I'll do that off screen before the next session, or next live stream. And then, of course, in here, we've got still the, well, second weirdest creatures in our zoo now, the okapi, a short-necked relative of the giraffes that we have in Africa, and this also being from Africa, so a forest-dwelling giraffe-like creature. And then, of course, in this enclosure over here, we have got our peafowl. And I realize now that I took out a whole bunch of peafowl, but I could actually just have put the male on contraceptives. We are probably going to get another male, and then we're just going to put him on contraceptives, because if I remember correctly, you can, there we go, you can apply or remove contraceptives. And we're going to be putting our meerkats on contraceptives as well, because oh my word, the meerkats are breeding like bunnies, which they definitely are not. As I said, the okapi is now our second weirdest creature that we have alive. We'll get to the first one in that enclosure there, but of course we have the largest hooved creature thus far in our zoo here, which will be the moose. And here we go, there we can see him going into the water. Very, well, surprisingly good swimmers. And one of the food items that polar bears occasionally have gone for has, well, been moose. So yeah, you can actually find them sometimes in the same areas as well. Really quite cool. I think orcas also have been known to go for moose. I think I may have gotten orcas and polar bears, believe it or not. I may have gotten those two mixed up. But I'm pretty sure orcas have been known to feed on moose on occasion, which just means that, you know, the orcas, since they're not really coming too far up onto land, it just means that the moose obviously was swimming in relatively deep water. I think in this enclosure somewhere we do have our weirdest little creature, and there it is. This is the female. I know that because males will have a spur on the hind legs, which the female, if we have it good, look at her here. Oh no, this is the male. Look at there. Look there. There's the spur. Okay, so this is in fact the male. You can see the male has got the spur, And last time I checked, yeah, there we go, that's the male. The female in the game here does not have the spur, which is marvelous. That is accurate as well. And then in this area here, we have got, I'm going to show you this in first person view, so in explore mode. This is where our restaurant section would be. So if we go in here, I have changed things up a bit. This is going to be known as the bear cave. And in here, just let the water run. We now also have a bit of a little waterfall, little spring at the top there, waterfall section. People come in, and then we have got our Hats Import. Well, Hats Fantastic over here. We've got the restrooms. We've got Bernie's Bakes, and of course, again, some more coffee. And so at night, all these things are going to light up as well. So we will have to come and have a look here at night time. Now, the solar panel was also down there, and I just obviously moved it up here where we actually have got some sunlight. So yeah, so that's our zoo at the moment. Now, for tonight, I've got two animals that I want to include. The one is the king penguin. I want to have some penguins in the zoo, and the African penguin, which we have here in South Africa, they're not going to do too well with the extreme cold that we have in our zoo here. We're already battling with some of our creatures that they're struggling, like the okapi, for example. They don't like the cold conditions. The platypus over here, they also don't like the cold conditions. So we're going to have to do something to try and, well, we're going to have an animal in here that can actually handle that. And for that, we are going to be putting in the king penguin. That's the one, the king penguin. And we're going to probably branch off from this area over here and bring a little pathway down as well. Okay, all these notifications telling me that all the butterflies have had offspring and all the butterflies have died. They can now just quickly stop a bit. Let's just get our path down first. We're going to have the boardwalk coming down. We're going to have a nice wide path coming down and just going down to ground level. And we are going to just have it winding all along here. And it's going to join the circle at that point there. Actually, I again need the actual, probably need some of the rocky paths here, since that is the texture that we have gone for, the paths we have gone for. Let's just quickly fix that consistency and all that jazz. We're going to have to put railings up on this as well. Okay, so this is going to be our little penguin exhibit. And as we had with the duckbill platypus, we are also going to just quickly put it deeper. That's the stamp tool. We're going to go for cube. And we're just going to stamp this a little bit deeper. That should work. And then we are just going to put in a little bit of a ramp to this side. I think this will work. Oh, that's the wrong way around. That should work. Okay. Not quite. Oh well, it's going to be. We'll figure something out. Okay, right. Anyway, messing around here. What I need to do is actually flatten the terrain here just a little bit so that it's more even, and we can actually have an area for the penguins to come into this little section, into the water, and exit again safely. And it's not so abrupt as we have here. Actually, I put the stamp down. I shouldn't have put the stamp down. I should have gone for flatten to foundation. Anyway, we'll do that quickly. And we'll have a little path or a little place where the path can actually come in. Okay. Now, paths. My least favorite part of this is getting the path right. Because there's always some kind of issues. Let's have a look here. Flattened terrain, perhaps? Like that. Okay. I think we can have tunneling on. Like that. Okay, so now it will actually go down. That's going to be great. Okay. Down. No. I don't like the pathing system, but oh well. Let's remove flattened terrain. Let's remove tunneling. Let's remove that section there. always a hassle. And this is just to get the penguin enclosure ready, or the people viewing area ready. Like, come on. And then flatten. Next time I'm probably just going to have everything ready before I try to even build the pathways. Before I even start the stream. Anyway, I guess struggling with the pathing system is part of the game. Where do we go? I don't think it's... No, it is path support. No, I don't know. Path support, was that the problem? No, that was not the problem. Anyway, down we go. We can just make... Oh, hopefully this will now be the last bit of struggles, but there we go. Okay, we can have curved stairs coming down into this area. Yes, okay. Now, get this sorted. What on earth is going on there? Oh my word. Okay, so anyway, for those of you who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the stream. We are, as always, battling with a pathing system. But here we go. Okay, let's have a look here. Can we get some stairs down? Thank you very much. And a short little viewing section. We probably need a little bit more than just that. Maybe, no, I don't think we can have a fully enclosed area, but maybe we can have just a little bit. Just like this. Little side section where people can also... Oh, come on. Have that. And... Oh, my word. Okay, there we go. Oh, that looks... that's better. I guess that's it. I guess that is what we're doing. Okay. So, wonderful. Okay. Then we can finally put in the barriers. So let us go. Barriers. This one doesn't have the... Oh, it does have curved. Okay. Wonderful. It's not, however, technically waterproof. But that is just going to be fine. We are going to adjust that in a moment. 6 meters. 6 meters seems good. And we'll just have curved. There we go. Okay, not sure what's happening there. Why not? I think it is too steep down there, so maybe we should just quickly get this less steep to the side. And then I just kind of... There we go. This should be better. Perhaps smooth it a little bit. Okay, it'll be great to actually get an animal to be talking about that animal, but we're going to get that soon enough. Okay, let's have a look here. Get the barrier. There we go. That works better. Better. Okay. And we're just going to have a short little one like that. And then go larger. Oh my word, the controls. Okay, there we go, that way. Straight. Over here. You guys are getting a very nice close-up view of all the chaos. Okay, there we go, finally. And then we can get to the fun bit, which will actually be to make the exhibit look nice. Actually, let us try and see if we can also just build under this. Yes, we can. Marvelous. If we can just, I think, attach over here, that is going to hopefully help with the shelter for the creatures. Or the little penguins. Now, in case you were wondering why on earth the thumbnail says penling, it's because if you haven't heard of or seen it yet, there's a video with Benedict Cumberbatch, who he did a documentary on penguins. Well, actually on New Zealand. I think it was partly on penguins. And he could not, for the life of him, pronounce penguins correctly. It kept on calling it things like penlings, penguins, everything except penguins, which it was supposed to be. So it's a bit of a little of a joke there, saying that yeah, penlings instead of penguins. So in our friends, well, some of us do call these things penlings rather than penguins, because it's just, you know, it's funny. Anyway, so that is the more or less the majority of that sorted out. One thing I can still do is just make a bit of an ice shelf, which will be similar to what these little creatures would actually occur on. They would be sections of ice that you'll find floating. In this case, it's not going to be floating. It is just going to be a part of, like, Antarctica. Although king penguins don't really occur in Antarctica itself. They may occur there occasionally, but the emperor penguin, which is the one from Happy Feet, they do occur in on Antarctica. The king penguin, the one that we've got in this game here, they will actually occur in more the sub-Antarctic islands rather than Antarctica itself. Let's actually just get a little pillar going down here so that it looks realistic, or relatively realistic. There we go, attached to that. And if we now take this entire area and we... no, Control Z. I did not want to make everything. I wanted to keep the wood for that section. Just want this all the way... Come on. All the way here. And that to be concrete. Where's the concrete? Concrete. There we go. I think these sections here will be able to have wonderful viewing area. Going to have one-way glass there, and it's supposed to be the other way around. So, I think it's this one. One-way glass, that way around. Okay, so now if we put water in here, this should look quite nice. Ah, okay, so it's not too deep. Could have a little bit deeper. There we go. That's going to be marvelous. Nice deep area for the penguins to also swim. Now, king penguins are capable of diving surprisingly deep. 300 meters, or 354 meters, I do believe. Hey, Meow, welcome to the chat. So welcome to the stream. 350 meters, I believe, is the maximum depth that a king penguin has been recorded at, which makes it the, I think it's either king or the emperor penguin, being the deepest diving penguins, or birds actually, at all, completely in the world. I need habitat gate here. And we're just going to put that in here so that our wonderful staff, which will be in charge of making sure the penguins or penlings are happy, they can actually enter into the enclosure here. Okay, now let's just smooth out this little section over here, just so that we know the penguins can actually come on here quite nicely. So, of course, Meow, as always, if you're welcome to ask any questions you have or any comments you've got as we go along. I am always happy to answer any questions or any comments you guys may have. Right, so habitat, we're just going to cool this one down because in winter this is going to be nice and cool, but in summer this exhibit is going to be way too hot. And we just also at the same time have to make sure we do not accidentally cool down our platypus enclosure, because they are going to be very, very upset with us if we do that. So let's just get one in this area. And I think if we have people that come into this area must feel the chill. So I think we'll do like that. The temperature, yeah, we're going to put it at, I think, yeah, let's make it a little bit smaller, I guess. I think we can also make this one, the range, a little bit less. I knew there was a way to change the range. And the temperature is going to be nice and freezing, nice and cold. So since we are going to have penguins from the sub-Antarctic, it just makes sense that first of all we're going to put a lot of rocks in here. We're going to have a base cover of rocks in our enclosure here, because the islands on which they occur are also extremely rocky. So very little vegetation present there. It's a very boring enclosure if you don't have any plants, but we're going to make the best, or try to make it as interesting as possible. we're just first of all coating this entire enclosure, and we're going to just remove the water to do this. We're coating the entire enclosure with rocks so that it looks nice and, well, rocky, I guess. And then we're going to put in some sand, we're going to put in some soil, we're going to put in a whole bunch of snow as well. Right, so that's a nice base cover. Now, of course, very rarely on Earth do you have things like rock and then sand, just like that. Instead, you'll have more rocks, and then you'll have a fine grade or a more smooth transition. That was actually accidental. I thought I had the right one here. We're going to have a mixture of some finer textured rocks in here as well, so that there where the snow shines through or isn't as dense, you can actually see a whole combination of rocks, not just one rocky texture below here. Okay, so we're going to make this look nice. Of course, you will have some sand settling out at the bottom over here as well. We're going to put a nice little sandy bottom at the bottom here. And technically, there'll be all kinds of little crevices that the sand would also settle in here on land. Now, we're going to put a nice little sandy area at the back here, nice little beach-like environment. We're going to put some nice soil down as well. And again, we are just lightly coating the rocks here so that it looks a little more natural than just. And immediately it looks, you can see it's not just rocks, it's actually quite coming along quite nicely. Hey Hans, welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. Glad you could also make it. So we've got a whole bunch of people in here. Hello there, everybody. Yeah, 19 isn't cold. Now, of course, if you are referring to 19 Fahrenheit or 19 degrees Celsius, here where we are in South Africa, 19 is a very nice mild day, but that is Celsius, not Fahrenheit. If we were to experience 19 degrees Fahrenheit, we would all be dressed in extremely woolly clothes. Right, I think that is enough for that. Now, all we need to do is just wait for the area here to chill. Oh, the okapi is about to have baby again. Hello there, we're witnessing the miracle of birth again with the magic babies being just plopped into existence. But this is marvelous. The okapi, of course, being threatened, so it is an endangered species, and when the young one comes of age, it will of course be released into the wild as well. The whole idea of this zoo is then to, of course, have captive breeding programs so that we can bolster the wild populations. And there we go, there's the little baby. What's your name? Obi. Obi, like, I think we can actually just, can we not, there we go, you can rename him. Since he was already Obi, we're just going to call him Obi-Wan. There we go. Since this is also May, I mean, it was Star Wars Day a few days ago, so yeah, Obi-Wan is here. Hello, Obi, you cutie. Oh, okapis are really such adorable creatures. Like fluffy little misunderstood giraffes. Anyway, what I was looking at temperature-wise, oh, nice and cold, nice and cool in this area. I think we can actually make another one. We'll just duplicate this one and just bringing it right over here. Hopefully it's not going to cause the platypus to be unhappy. Oh, okay, okay, European peacock. I just thought for a moment one of our peacocks died. Thankfully it did not. Okay. 19 Fahrenheit is shorts and t-shirt weather. Only if you are in the Arctic or Antarctic circles are you going to say that. In South Africa, 19 degrees Fahrenheit, I mean, that's minuses. Like 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 degrees Celsius. That's freezing. And for us as South Africans, that is stay the hell indoors weather. Okay, so yeah. Actually, before I put in all the snow, let me just actually put in the water here so that we can see where all the snow is supposed to come. Of course, this is supposed to be like an iceberg. We're going to make this nice and chilly. Little rocky extrusion there. And this is just going to be a nice and cool enclosure. Some of the rocks shining through as we go. Okay, you can see there and that part over there, the temperature is not cold enough. So we are going to just take that little, where's that heater? Here. That little heater over there, duplicate it and plop it down here as well, so that this area also cools down nicely. Okay, people, you guys can all come and have a look at the frigid wasteland that we currently have over here. Okay, now, yeah, if I do come to Canada, well, the thing is, if we come to Canada in summer, I'm not going to have any chance of seeing the aurora borealis, of course, which of course is something one wants to see when you go to the Arctic or Antarctic circles. So there's a catch-22. You know, you either have to ensure that you are capable of surviving the cold and then still have a chance of at least seeing things like the aurora, but otherwise you can go in summer. I don't know. I would probably go in summer if I ever did visit, but then do a short winter trip as well one day. No. Life is hopefully still going to be a very, very long journey for us all, so we'll hopefully still have a chance to come and see the northern parts of the world. Right, let's have a look here. If we can just sort according to species everything that we can use for our additions that will be coming in a moment. Jetty bedding. Oh, why on earth do you want a... Oh, well, I guess we can have a little jetty, and we're going to have the penguins. I think we're going to have the feeding station on here, actually. So we're just going to duplicate and move. Have a nice big jetty for them to actually come and sit on. Like that. And like, not lining up. Let's just, the little bit of CDO that I have, which is like OCD, but the letters are alphabetical. That was kicking in a little bit there. And then just to take that CDO and give it a kick, just to terrorize it, we are just going to rotate this 90 degrees. And this one over here as well. So there's a bit of a checkerboard pattern carrying on here. Okay. Right, this is going to be lovely. Now, of course, we can then have bedding on here as well, and we are going to put on some bedding in a moment. Let's just, because apparently they do want bedding, let's just put some nice bedding over here. Not have it twisted like that. There we go, like that. That should work. A little bit of a pile that they can sleep on if they wanted to, but we're also going to have a nice big pile in the area over here. I'm not sure whether they actually would even need this. Like, if you have a well-developed enclosure, surely they should not need bedding like that. Especially considering that for the majority of the year, they are spending their time out in the ocean, in frigid waters, and they are standing on the ice, looking adorable and freezing cold. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to put down some bedding for them as well. Right. Oh, the cobra chickens. Oh, yes. Oh, those cobra chickens. I would love to see a Canadian goose one day. Not with it chasing me, however. That's where I'm going to draw the line, but I would like to see one from afar. Definitely. So let's have a look here. Feeding. Now, I know we can put this underwater feeding box in here. If we can just dive underwater, like here somewhere, should be able to actually introduce some fish into the water that the penguins can then eat. Hopefully it is deep enough so that they can actually eat that. Then we're going to put a large food tray on. I would love to put it up on here, but that means I would have to build a bridge. I'm not necessarily very keen on trying to do that. So we are going to put the feeding trough down here, where our keepers can also still access that. Right. Oh, yes, Dinkum. Oh, my word. We are loving Dinkum. Nick, you're not playing Dinkum at the moment, are you? No. Yeah, so Nick is probably going to be playing Dinkum at some point this evening. Yes, I'm getting a nod from that side. Like that game, oh my word. I never thought I would be able to feel about a game the way I do about Dinkum. But yeah, here we are. Now, I am a person that, yes, sometimes I can get addicted to games quite easily, but that one just really, oh my word, I love that game. Anyway, let's get some animals in here, shall we? Because I'm already swooning over Dinkum again, and we're not even playing Dinkum at the moment. We're playing Planet Zoo. So let's have a look here. King penguins. That is what we are looking for. The king penling. Come on, little penlings. And we are just going to go for cash listings, please. Have we got any? Oh, we do. Okay. We've got a female with atrocious stats. We've got a male with alright stats. We're going to adopt him immediately. A female. Oh, that's a good one. There we go and take that one. And Abigail. Oh, atrocious. Okay, so let's have a look. Do we have any new ones? No. Only the 2 atrocious ones. Okay. We are going to give the market a bit of a time to actually settle, or to have new individuals coming in, which means we will also be able to work on our second enclosure. And then we are going to introduce our penguins over here. The second enclosure is going to be with an extremely rare crocodile. That is the gharial, which is from Nepal and northern India. We have the gharials, and if you're not familiar with the gharial, it is right over there. So this is what it looks like. Slender crocodile, actually pretty much incapable of walking on land. So in the game here they are able to walk. In real life they really have to slide along the sand. They can't really walk upright. They're not built for life on land. Instead, very aquatic, very flattened tails, broad tails that they can use to swim with very effectively. And then, and we'll get to that there, the gara, which is the bulb at the top, at the tip of its snout there. The gara, called so because it's named after an Indian earthenware pot known as the gara. And that kind of resembles that pot. So that's quite cool. Anyway, we are going to, I think, have another little semi-aquatic enclosure over here. Now, not as deep as the enclosure is over here, I think. I think we are going to make it a little bit shallower, which means we're actually just going to remove and make this entire enclosure a little bit deeper. Okay, actually, let's just bring this up a little bit, or quite a bit. There we go, completely up. That was a little bit too far. I get a little bit over-eager sometimes, and I let myself go here, as we all do sometimes. Okay. Now, replace the height that we are going to go for this enclosure, because it's quite boring to have an entire zoo built on one level like this. We are going to have a bit more of, I think we're going to actually have it down like that. I think so. Let's have it down at this level, at the deepest. And then we're going to just bring it up again slightly over to this side. Oh, that's pushing, that's not pulling. I need to pull. There we go. Okay, bring it up a little bit like that. And then, at what height are we going to have? I think, let's go for this height. We're going to have the path coming in. Okay, I am not sure what I'm doing there, but anyway, we're going to have that there, this area here. What on earth am I even... That's not flattened the surface. Okay. I guess it depends on who you ask, but that's not flattened the surface. Anyway, this is making a slope. I didn't know the game was capable of making a slope like this. It's quite cool, but it's not what the doctor ordered. Oh, yes, the red pandas. Oh, my word. I would love to put in red pandas. We're definitely going to put them in. Okay, so we're going to put red pandas in next then. After we have gotten our little gharials sorted here, we're definitely then going to be putting in... Oh, that's the flattened the surface, not flattened the foundation. Okay, now I understand what I did wrong. We're definitely going to put in some red pandas as well. Yes, I am loving that idea. Let's actually have like this. And then, this has given me an idea, and before I forget, I'm going to do this, paint it like sandstone. There we go. Okay, so, we're actually going to go into a bit of a sandstone cave here, and I have the perfect exhibit to come down here. We'll get to that in a moment. Okay, right. Speaking of Memphis, I know he was here a moment ago, but I think he has gone away a little bit again. Anyway, okay, let us get the paths ready here. I need to get rid of all that jazz there. And the only way to get rid of that is to just brush this slightly. Terrain, let's just push this away a little bit. Right, that. And then we'll have the path. Try to bring in the path again. And that was, I think, 8 meters wide. Yes. And of course, now we've got to have flatten terrain. Oh, come on. Really? Huh. Like, I can't even. Why not? Why can we not do anything? Tunneling? No? Okay. Right, so I guess what I'll be doing is struggling again. Have it a bit more like this. And struggling with that there, I guess. I think that is what the problem is. No, apparently that was not the problem. Okay. Once more onto the bridge. Once more. Let's go down. Okay. Right, like that. And then... Oh, you know what? I think I'm wondering whether the water isn't a potential... Believe it or not, I think the water may be a slight problem there. No, it's not. Okay, fine. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting in this. Okay? And then we are going to battle still. Put this in. Like, why? I think, I suspect I have the barriers too close here. I think that is, again, the problem. Oh, my word. This game sometimes, as marvelous as it is, sometimes it irritates me a little bit more than it should. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? We're going to remove that one. We're going to go down. Nope, still nope. Okay. I have messed up big time. Can I get anything back? Can I take it back to the way it was before I messed it up? I don't think I can go back that far. Coming... Oh, I can. Okay. Right. I need to do something here so that I do not lose my path, because that was way too much of a hassle. Okay, let's have a look here. My phone has switched off again, so I need to get the chat back. There we go. Okay. I know, red pandas are really such adorable creatures. Oh my word. Like, of course, not related to the pandas. They are, well, people are still trying to figure out what on earth they are related to. So, yeah, you may be correct. They may not actually be from this earth. They are such weird creatures. Why am I always battling with the paths here? That is my only problem with this game, is the path. The pathing system is atrocious. Okay. Again, we are battling here, and we can't make that there because, I don't know. Yeah, we still can't make that there. Okay. This does throw a spanner in the works. We're going to have to leave this area undone. Let's continue to this side, where things are hopefully a little bit easier. Let's actually continue with our little pathway over to this side. That's what we're going to be doing. And we are going to just meander along this enclosure here. Why can we not do here? Okay. Please do not give me trouble with cannot build here, cannot build here. Okay, so we're just going to meander between all these, or between this enclosure and the next one. And we are going to make this next one the GHARIAL. that is what we are going to be doing. And we are also going to just suspend, make a nice platform at the top here. Like that, and then like that. And then make another platform. Kind of like weird raised platforms. And we're going to make it out of wood, like that. There we go. And we're going to put in path supports, like that, that, and that. Okay. We're going to have this a little bit lower down. Like that, that, and that. There we go. And then we are going to have a little something. I guess that's something, but it's not what I was looking for. I guess that could work. And then we're going to have that extending like that. So at least people with wheelchairs will be able to get up to this platform here, but not the other one. Okay. We're also going to have just a little section over here, just a little halfway point. I don't think this is going to work. No. So Control Z, Control Z. Yeah, that's too steep. Okay. There we go. We'll have another little section over here. Oh my word. Okay. Yeah, so that area is definitely under construction due to the pathing system messing up my jam. Going to have that, and we're just going to have, again, people with wheelchairs at least will be able to walk on here. I just realized that people with wheelchairs will be able to walk on and then accidentally get sidetracked and just plop into the enclosure, which is not going to be good. So let us actually put railings on the elevated sections, because that, as someone with severe fear of heights, is something that I do appreciate, is if at least there are railings on things. I do not do well with heights. Like, I'm already tall enough as I am. I do not even want to stand on a chair if I can help it. And Nick can testify to that I am terrified of heights. Now, in this area, I think we are going to put a nice little bathroom again, a little shoppy, all kinds of things. And then we are going to make the GHARIAL exhibit on this side. Now, we do have the water filtration over here, which unfortunately is looking quite bad. So let's just quickly hide that, shall we? And we're going to hide that with some kind of wooden structure. Wood. There we go. Let's go for, yeah, Arctic panel, Arctic wall. There we go. It's relatively boring. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to look pretty. It just needs to hide this. At least a little bit. And then if we have a 1 meter high wall, that should work. I think that works. Like that. Or maybe this one should be away. There we go. And then we can just have our little roof at the top here. You're just going to put it like that. Let rain fall straight on here. That's not a good idea. Maybe we should have it like that. So, no, not like that. I guess it is like that because I accidentally put this wall the wrong spot. There we go. Now it looks perfect. Okay. And then we're just going to put in a little bit of a wall there just so that it looks good or better. And up we go. And then just a little 1 meter long slope. Right way. There we go. Up there. It looks quite boring, but I'm going to jazz it up somehow at some point. Kind of looks like an outhouse as it is at the moment. Anyway, we're not going to worry too much about that. We can hide it with foliage if need be. And then we've got more than enough money. Let's just quickly have a look. Actually, don't want to go in here. I want to go into the animal market and see whether we have some more penguins available for us. There we go. We've got another female. That's better than the previous ones. Oh, that's very average. Oh, that's poor. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, we're going to ignore those ones. So, let's see. How tall am I? Well, in meters, about 1.89 meters, which is... Oh, I don't know what that is in feet and inches. Nick is on it. We'll find out. 1.89 meters. Round about 1.89 to 1.9 meters. Somewhere around there. If barefoot. Like in 5-inch heels, I'll be 5 inches taller, obviously. Okay, so 6'2" apparently. That's my height. Makes sense, yeah. 1 foot is about 30 centimeters, yeah. I think, more or less. Anyway, so 6'2". But yeah, the undo tool, I'm loving the undo tool in this game because, oh my word, I'm using it so much. Let's put a barrier. Now, what barrier would be best for crocodiles? I am going to go with a steel mesh, which will allow people to... No, I'm not going to go with a steel mesh. You know what? I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with logs. I'm going to go with my default. I'm going to go with logs. And we are going to just set it up like this, so that when we have our little shops here... Oh, we need to just bring this in here, I think, yeah. So when we have our shops there, they can't see into the enclosure. Gives a bit of privacy to the animals, which is great. And then we are just going to curve this around slightly, just like this, so that we can have a very big gharial exhibit, because gharials are critically endangered. They are one of the critically endangered species that we have in the game here. And so they are one of the species that would be best to have some kind of breeding program for. And gharials, there have actually been quite a few breeding programs with them. And they are releasing a whole bunch of young ones into areas where this species still occurs, so that they can, to some extent, repopulate the wild, with mixed results, I believe. But at least it is something. Right, so we are just going to bring it in. Where's the wall? I think it is over there, yeah. Okay, so we're just going to bring this in like this, come in like that, and then we're going to have curved again. Like that, and like that, and that, and there we go. Right. Actually, that one, nope. Undo. There we go. Okay. So now, when you are up here, let's have a look what it will look like. Always like exploring. Down at the bottom here, yeah, you can have nice little views of wooden fence. Coming up here, you'll be able to check this entire environment. Wonderful. You'll be able to see any gharials sleeping under there as well. Well, Hans, you are a Canadian. Canadians must have magnificent beards. Otherwise, are they even Canadian? That's just like whenever I picture a Canadian, it's always with like a full set of beard. That's the only way I believe that you are all able to survive under those frigidly cold conditions up in the far north. Yeah. So, let's have a look. I have got I've actually had a bigger beard at one point previously. Nick can testify to that. I have, at one point I had a bit of a scraggly beard. It was shortly with hard lockdown, hey there, love? Yeah, with hard lockdown, that was the way I let myself go. Was I had a bit of a caveman beard going on here. Because, you know, if you in the house the whole day, and your wife, she can't go away, so, you know, you tend to let yourself go a little bit. You can't run away because you're not allowed to. The government is not allowing you to run away from your husband, who's extremely bearded. So, yeah. Anyway, so then I had quite a bit of a beard. In the past, I've also often had quite bushy beards. I usually grew it during winter, and then in summer, I would actually, well, springtime, I always said, you know, like birds have their breeding plumage. I always shaved my beard off in springtime because it's plumage to attract someone. Never worked, but nonetheless, every year I kept on trying. And then thankfully, I found a person who loves the beard. So now I'm I'm not permitted to shave the beard off. Just getting a smile from that side. We had a very stern discussion the other day about not shaving the beard off. Anyway, so let's have a look here. We are going to try to recreate a bit of the environment that the gharials would find themselves in. Right, so how are the penguins? Well, the penguins are coming along. It's under construction. I was going to put in the gharial enclosure over here, Mew, but unfortunately I'm having a whole bunch of issues with the path, so I decided to scrap that idea. We've got the enclosure, but the penguins here, the king penguins, if we just go in here, they need quite a large number of individuals, I believe. You need at least 6 for them to be happy. They are extremely social creatures, especially when they are in their colonies, in their breeding colonies like they would be here. So until we actually have 6, we can't release them, or we shouldn't release them then. So I'm just going to just quickly check how many king penguins do we have. I may actually have had a few coming in from other zoos of mine. No, we just have the 3. Okay. So we still have 3. Let's refresh here. Oh, that's an atrocious one. Oh, that's very average. Oh, that's horrible. Bad. Bad. Oh my word. No immunity whatsoever. Okay, we're going to wait for better ones to come in. So unfortunately, no real penguins in the exhibit yet. We are just waiting for the zoo to, or the shops. What's it called? The market, the animal trading market. There we go. That's the word. The market to stock them again. In the meantime, we're getting our gharial enclosure ready by creating a bit of a marshland type of environment. They're actually not really found in marshlands. They found more in... Oh, okay. I have an entire... This is... Yeah, that may be too much. Okay, so we'll have that. They actually found more in rivers than in marshlands like this. So we are actually going to mimic more of a river system. And to do that, we're just going to dig this area, I think, as well. Let's just sculpt this down a little bit. Let the little river come along here. All along the side here. I think that's going to be nice. Let's bring it in here. Let's get rid of the water there. Bring this along here so that the water is shallow over there, but still in existence or still present. And then... There we go. Okay. This could work. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a lot of water. That may be too much water. We're going to need to make some islands. Always a case of, okay, what looks good? What can we work with? We're going to make a nice little island there and just push it a little bit more to this side so that the water... Okay, I've completely submerged that area again. Oh well. Oh my word. Okay. Pull it and just make it smaller. So that we get a section of land out of the water. Actually, let's put it like that. So it's connected to land over there as well. And then we'll just smooth all of this out. Okay. Let's smooth that so it's not too rugged there. Unlike my beard after 3 weeks of not shaving. Or trimming. Go, not too much ruggedness there. There we go. That's going to look nice. Yeah, there we go. There's a bit of a river, a little bit of a stream. And deeper water, shallower water. There we go. Now, we need sandbanks, and we need a lot of it. Because these little guys, the gharials, are really bad on land. And they kind of just drag their bellies along, and they need sandbanks to bask. Now, the sun is... Which direction? I think that's north over there, so the sun would shine... Actually, no, that should be south then. We're in the northern hemisphere, which we are. Sun is going to travel along there, I think over there. Currently the time is... Oh, no, it actually sets over there. I am confused. I am in the southern hemisphere, that is what I'm used to. Okay, so these poor little guys are not going to have massive sandbanks to bask on. And that sucks, so let us adjust that, shall we? Let's make a little sandbank over here. Nice little sandbank for them to actually bask on. Now, in the wild, sandbanks would actually be what they really compete for. They're not social animals. They don't occur in social groups. However, you will find them in large numbers, well, relatively large numbers, in the same area, in close proximity to one another. Yeah, I would love to actually buy with conservation points, but I do not have a lot of conservation points, actually. So it's a little bit difficult to actually get the other creatures or get the animals with the conservation credits. Let's just refresh this list here. That one there, that's an alright one. We're going to take her. And no, that one is horrible. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's have a look. How much conservation credits do I even have? I don't think I've got much. Then again, these guys are not that expensive. The most expensive is William. Oh, well, William is not fertile. Okay, we're not going to go for William. Oh, these guys are also really horrible. This one could work. Let's get him. No. Maybe. Horrible. Alright, at least there's a bit of green there with fertility. Let's adopt these little ones. Okay. Now, we should have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We can take all of these. And we are going to send them to quarantine first. Because goodness knows where they've been. So let's just deliver them to quarantine. And I almost thought, okay, well, then we can bring them into this enclosure. But this is not their enclosure, is it? We do need some more staff. So let's just get that staff. And I still haven't gotten to actually getting everything sorted in terms of the work zones. I'll probably do that off screen before, hopefully, before the next one. Let's just get some more caretakers because there are lots of new paths now that will be used. Have I got bins? Yeah, I have got bins up here. That's good. Okay, we're going to need some bins over here as well. So we've got caretakers. We'll need keepers. 3 keepers, I think, should do the trick. And they're just going to plop down from a height that would kill all mortal people. Yet they are clearly super, well, super people. So let's have a look. There's some security vendors. Yeah, we do have a few vendors that need to have breaks in our bear cave down here. So we're just going to plop down some of them as well, so that everybody can have a break occasionally. And then what else do we need? Vets. Yes, let's get 2 more vets, just because. They're only really there for the research. Educators we'll get later. Okay, and then just because we can, let's watch these people fall from 1.5 stories up and survive. Amazing. That's awesome. Anyway, let's get all of these little penguins over there. Right. Are there any of the large reptiles that make large social groups? So the only real ones that you'll have the closest to really big social groups would actually be the gharials. They can occur in groups of 60, I believe, or so. So they can actually occur in quite large numbers in a relatively short stretch. And that's what I was actually getting to earlier. That is why they're not really competing with one another for resources. There's enough fish for them, or not for food resources at least, but they do compete with one another for these nice basking spots that they can then use to heat up and control their temperatures. So we're just going to put a nice little sandbank on this side as well for them. Some coarse sand. Actually should have had the coarse sand under and then the fine sand over the coarse sand, but oh well. Staff are having to queue to... Oh, the quarantine. Oh, that's what's happening. Okay. They're queuing to get the penguins into quarantine. Yes. Stop giving me that one. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, apart from that, most of the cases, if you're looking at large reptiles, most of the cases are that they will form not so much social groups as loose mobs. If you look, for example, at the Komodo dragons, they also will form loose groups that kind of hang out in the same area, but not really socializing per se. Of course, if there is a kill, they also then congregate and they all feed on there with relatively little what's the word? Fighting. Well, there's a different word that I was trying to think of than fighting. But anyway, very little fighting between them. Anyway, so do they form family groups or group by sex? Kind of just free for all in terms of both the gharial and the Komodo dragon. You'll find that they are just kind of all hanging out in the same area. Not so much just a family. You'll find big ones, small ones, all of them, but they're related, unrelated, the whole bunch together. And yeah, there's a meerkat that is about to mature. We are going to be releasing some meerkats into the wild in a moment. Okay, so some of the penguins have passed quarantine. I think all of them have passed quarantine. I think 3 of them at least have. Okay. Ivy, Olivia, Evelyn, Charlie. Evelyn, Olivia, Ivy, Charlie. Then Jackson and Lily. Okay, so everybody has passed. Not passed away, but passed quarantine. And almost released them into the moose enclosure. Let's just bring them into their new home over here. Yay! We're going to have... no, please stop mating. We are going to put the female on contraceptives. We've got enough warthogs as is. She's elderly. She should not be trying to make new babies in this enclosure. Ik kan vir jou koffie maak. Ja. Oh my word. Okay, that warthog at 15.1 years of age is still trying to look like... yeah, still trying to make more animals for our zoo over here. Now, let's have a look here. This one here, Meow, is an outsider. Bakari is an outsider. These 2 males, we are going to release them into the wild. They are not endangered. We're only going to get 10 conservation points for them because they are not an endangered species, but we are going to release them somewhere out into the wild. Meerkats, that's what I was also wanting to look at. Because I think we've got way too many meerkats in here. Yeah, we have a lot of meerkats. Okay, so let's have a look here. We're going to take... We've got 8 males, 6 females. We're going to take 3 males off. 1, 2... Now we're going to keep Guguletu, just because that's a fun name. Guguletu we'll keep. We'll take Ntando off. We'll take Babusi, and Alibakwe will take off. Bertha, we'll keep Bertha for now. Adoa will take off, and Chubby Singh will take off as well. And then these little ones will also release into the wild. Let's take these animals, release them into the wild. Gives us, 300 conservation points. Apparently, Chubby Singh is a very, very worthwhile one. Anyway, we're going to release them. They're going to form a nice little family group somewhere else. Peacock offspring season. I suspect the peacocks that's being referred to is actually in our butterfly house. Is this the peacock one here? Oh my word, there are way too many young... Oh goodness, okay. I think this is the peacock exhibit. The peacock butterfly. Let's have a look here. Yeah. 95 individuals. Oh my word. Okay, we're just going to take all of them except Aaron, Alicia, the first, not Alicia the second. Alex will keep as well. Amelie will keep as well. Thank you, Alicia. Arthur will keep, and Aubrey will keep. All the other ones we are going to be sending off to go to other butterfly parks. Okay. Let's have a look. Can we actually put in... we can put in a nectar feeder, a sugar water dish. We can put in milkweed, buddleia, and some potted trees. That's just to make it look nice. We can put in a mister, tropical fern. There we go. We're putting everything into this enclosure. Now, I really, really love these new exhibits where you can actually... and let's just... blind them all with a light. We can really come in. We have just taken out almost all the peacocks here. Because there's Ralph has also died. But in this butterfly house here... here we go. Give us all your money. Thank you. In this butterfly house, there should be some butterflies. And they should come onto these nectar feeders over here. I'm loving the fact that they actually have them in little hexagons. And there's little holes in there. And it's yellow. The reason it's yellow is because that will attract a whole bunch of butterflies. Butterflies really are driven by sight. They are attracted to certain colors. Yellow is one of them, but they actually go more for red and blue and all those types of colors. The little holes there, of course, there will be nectar. I believe these little things will have a lid over here, and then this yellow bit here would be a lid, and in there's a little container with sugar water, and then the butterflies will land on here, stick their tongues through these little holes, and actually drink the nectar as well that's in there. Okay, so let's have a look. Before I forget, our okapi, how many have we got in here? Okay, Obi-Wan has not matured yet. As soon as Obi-Wan has matured, we are going to take Obi-Wan out into the wild. Yeah, this is the correct one. I just want to check whether the meerkats... Okay, all the young ones are now fully grown. Okay, we're going to release all... No, not Guguletu. Guguletu we are keeping. Oh, there's a Guguletu the first and a Guguletu the second. Guguletu the first we're going to trade out. Oh, no, Bertha. Bad Bertha. About to inbreed. No, we will not be standing for your nonsense. Oh no, Bertha is expecting offspring. Okay, so those are going to be some very interesting little babies. Okay, release those ones which are not inbred. Guguletu. Yeah, Guguletu the second we are keeping. Boipuzo we are releasing. That one should be releasing. Not the young one. Why am I accidentally releasing the young one? I do not want to release that one. There we go. Okay, give me some more points. Yaka. This female, we are going to put you on contraceptives because you are just breeding with your offspring. And that's not good. No good. No good whatsoever. I thought the objective of this tonight will be to also just put these little guys or girls on contraceptives. But apparently I forgot that I wanted to do that. Okay, so now our little meerkats will hopefully stop breeding after our little inbreeding event that is happening. What I wanted to show you was also what this area looks like at night. Let's just switch off our light here. So this is our little food court area. Quite bright, the lights, but anyway, quite nice little illuminated area for people to come and have a look and get some things to eat. And as they enter, to also take more money so they can spend more money. Anyway, right, so let's get the gharials sorted. Let's actually have a look. Do we have any gharials in our area here? Reset, species search, gharial. I may have from my old zoos. I do not have from my old zoos. Okay. Reset all filters. gharial. Oh, but these ones are expensive. And he's got no fertility. Like, what's the point of getting this little guy if he's not going to breed? Let's first just go for cash listings. See what these guys go for. None available. Ah, okay. Fine. There should be some coming in soon enough. This gharial over here, yeah, we're going to take that one. Because he's quite alright, except for the longevity. That female over there, oh yes, 100% fertility. We're going to take her as well. Comes from the Wild Western. Oh, they do come from the same zoo though, so there is a chance that they actually are related. That is potentially a problem. This one's from Wow, oh my word. Yeah, that one we are definitely adopting. From a different zoo, that female. Hopefully the Vanya and Aditya will actually mate with one another instead of Aditya and Aidya. Farhan. Oh. You know what? I just spent 5,000 conservation credits on the best gharial. We're definitely bringing him in. Right. I think Aditya is going to wait in the wings while we breed with Farhan and Vanya and Gadja. Any other females that are looking good here? It's way too expensive and zero fertility. Nope, not a chance. Okay. Right, we're going to be taking the gharials to the quarantine area in a moment. Okay, let's just put the light on here. Let's get time to pass so that we can actually work in daytime again. And then while we have got that, may as well take our gharials. Well, they're all... Now they do say they're all from the Frontier Zoo. Oh well, let's bring all of them in then. Think to zoo. Into quarantine you go, laddies. And lasses. Okay. Now, we will need some kind of shrubberies or plants in this enclosure, because otherwise it's just going to be a boring little sandbank with a river flowing through it. So let's just go for gharial, GH, there we go. Gharial. If you look at where they occur, there we go. Very, very fragmented. It used to be far more widely distributed. The scientific name here is, there we go, Gavialis gangeticus. So after the Ganges River, and then Gavialis in Afrikaans, we call them a gavial. And that's from that genus name over there. Yeah, so gharial, of course, as I've mentioned earlier, coming from the gara, which is an Indian earthen pot, which kind of, and this is, you know, that knob at the tip there, which is known as the gara in the gharial over here. That is, of course, what gives it its name. Now, only the males will have that gara, as we'll see when quarantine is actually passed. We'll see that in a moment. Let's have a look here. Shame, these little guys need some enrichment as well. They've got no enrichment whatsoever. Socially, I think they're all right. I think they could need one more individual. Oh, there's no hard shelter. That's also what they were upset about. I forgot that they were upset about that. We're going to have to do something about that, I guess. Even though in nature they would be occurring in areas where there is no hard shelter, we're going to have to take care of that at some point. Okay, we'll focus on that later. What was I even going... Oh, I keep on forgetting what I'm trying to do here. Oh yes, I'm trying to look at what plants we can put in here that is from Asia. And if we're looking at which habitats they occur, they're obviously aquatic. And then they are tropical and temperate. Now, more tropical than temperate. We are going to put in some heaters in this enclosure again. But if we then go to nature and we filter biome aquatic, and let's go for more of a tropical look, shall we? I like the tropical look. Aquilaria tree, that's good work. Let's not have it aligned to surface. We need a big tree, not that big perhaps, but we'll just sink it into the ground, more like that. I don't know why I put it there, because putting it there is just going to shade out, technically, shade out their sandbank, which we do not want. We want smaller plants all along the sandbank here. Ooh, of course, we can get some lotus flowers in the water. That's going to be quite nice. Aligned to water. And we're going to just have random rotation on. Let's get a nice little cluster of them over here. Perhaps a little big cluster like that as well. And then just small little cluster of lotus flowers over here. There we go, that could work. And then in this section, perhaps just some cattails as well. That should be alright. Okay, right. One more like that. Right, there we go. Okay, there's a little cattail cluster, some lotus flowers or water lily type plants. We've got a tree, quite boring looking. We'll fix it when we have our gharials in the enclosure. Now, how are our penguins or our penlings settling in? Hello there. Oh, gorgeous birds. Okay, how are you feeling about life? In terms of your habitat, your terrain, there's too little sand. Okay, we'll fix that. Don't worry, we'll fix that in a moment. We'll fix it down in the water. There is enough rock, actually almost too much rock. Okay, we'll fix that. In terms of your environment, yeah, don't really want any plants, so that's fine. Social group, great. Nutrition, all right. But they want some enrichment. Okay, habitats. Enrichments. Over here. Oh, the platypus is about to have a baby. Okay, we have to go and have a look at that. I think with the platform here, they can come in from this side and from this side, but they don't have the ability to jump in from that side. Okay, that's fine. What is this? This is a... Oh, okay, it doesn't work. Okay, it needs a greater area of deep water, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so no, that's not going to work. But we can put in the mirror mobile up there. Let's see if we can perhaps just smooth it out a little bit up here. There we go. So it's not so rigid there. Okay. Habitat. What else? Oh, a block of frozen fish. Obviously, we can put a block of frozen fish in here and the little penguins will be happy. Let's have a look here. How are you feeling now? About enrichment, you're feeling the same? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. 87%. That's much better. Much, much better. Let's have a look at the platypus babies. Okay, apparently this female is going to give birth to babies underwater, which obviously is not what normally happens. She would have little eggs, and the eggs hatch quite soon after being laid. Actually, I want to check out, because last time I checked, the female did not have the spur on the hind legs. Notice there, the males had a spur that came out over there, whereas the female in this game does not have it. Now, technically, she would have not really a pouch, but almost a pouch in this area. Maybe it is a bit of a pouch, but she lays the eggs, and then she will keep them with her for a little bit, and they hatch, yeah, pretty few days. I think it's a few days. Very, very short period that they actually have the eggs, but as I've mentioned previously, typical monotreme, where they are egg-laying mammals, and nowadays I think there are 4 or 5 species of monotremes left. The duckbill platypus, which is the only platypus species still alive. There have been some ancestors discovered relatively recently of it. In Australia, there were some fossils that indicate that they were probably fulfilling the same niche of semi-aquatic freshwater monotreme. I think she's going to have her babies on land here now. But yeah, the only platypus left, and then there are some echidnas, spiny anteaters from Australia as well. And I think there are 3 or 4 species of echidnas in the world. Not sure whether she's had her babies, because if she did, they teleported to somewhere in this enclosure. Let's have a look. Animal-wise? No, we still only have the male and female. Okay, they were lying. She was not about to have her babies. Okay, so what we need here in this area, we need some bins. We need some bins, we need some screens over here to look at what's going on. So we need some education. That is what we need. Okay, so speaker-wise, we're going to go for one educational speaker right up here. And actually, we're going to bring it down to people height. Okay, that should be sufficient. We're going to have this talk about the king penguin, but it has no power. Pretty much like the rest of South Africa, and we'll sort that out in a moment. Right, so there's that. And we also need education boards. So that's going to be facilities, education boards. There we go, habitat board set. There we go, perfect. We'll have people being able to read more about our amazing little penguins over here. So, not to be confused with the penguin that was in Happy Feet. This is the king penguin, and that then was the emperor penguin, which actually occurs in Antarctica. The king penguin here occurs in the sub-Antarctic, meaning it's close to Antarctica, but it's not Antarctica. It will occur in on a whole bunch of islands close to between South America and Africa and Antarctica. So not at Antarctica itself, unfortunately. Okay. And that's because these 2 species, the king penguin and the emperor penguin, they are the largest species of penguins alive nowadays. Not the largest that have been. There have been some amazingly big penguins that are slightly larger, at least, than our current penguins, or current penguin species. And they, unfortunately, of course, are extinct. Now, we need one more thing, and that is for the guests to give us money. So we're going to have that there, and over there as well. Right, so they can give us all their money. And then we're going to just quickly put in some bins, and we're going for aquatic bin, because this is the more aquatic area. Just going to put that there, we're going to put that there, over here, and up here. There we go. That should now force people to actually use the bins rather than having the poor caretakers taking care of everything. Okay. And if we put up education boards over here, that's also going to help. So that's going to be our last stop. Last thing to do. Education board sets, so that they can have a good look at our marvelous little penguins. Ooh, there we go, like that. That should be fine. There. And then just the speakers still. And we'll put it right here by the dustbin. So that, yeah. Go like that. Radius like that. I don't think it's overlapping. No, it's not overlapping with anyone, but it doesn't have power. Of course it doesn't have power. This one doesn't have power either. We're going to have to sort that out as well. Where is our power? There's a lot of air. Okay, of course, everything is smack bam in the area that doesn't have power. Okay, so how are we going to fix this? That's the question. Maybe a solar panel. Only going to fix this area though. There is one way we can try to fix this. Actually having it on kind of on top of the enclosure over here. No, that's just going to look tacky. Okay, we're not going to do that. We are instead not going to have these things up here. Going to remove those things. People can just give us money without being educated. So we're just going to guest facilities, money boxes, over there and over there. And we are just going to put a little section over flatten to foundation. Just a little section over here, where hopefully we can get some path sorted here. I'm not going to have my hopes up here. Oh my word, we can actually do that. Like what kind? Earlier we could not do anything of the sort. Okay, going to do that, and we're just going to flatten some more so that we can put a solar panel up here. Actually, it should be more to this side. Anyway, let's do that. Facilities, solar panel, get it like that, get it sorted like that. That should be fine. Okay, right, now, there's power. Yay! We've got some power at least. Okay, so the penguins finally coming along. Yeah, so the two types of penguins, the royal, the king and the emperor. The king is slightly smaller than the emperor penguin. And I think the king penguin was named first, and then they found the one that was bigger, and they're like, oh, I guess we've got to name this one the emperor. And I guess if they found an even bigger one, they'll call it the Palpatine penguin, because he'll be the true emperor. I am the Senate. That type of... Oh, there we go. Belly slide, belly slide. Whee! Belly slide. Of course, walking, if you've got short little feet like this, oh man, walking is a bit of a problem. Oh, there was an inspector again. Report. Yeah, quite good. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, if you have short little feet like penguins do, then it's very difficult to actually walk, and so it's easiest to just sometimes slide along the ground. Very, very short feet, but webbed, which of course helps them to propel them through the water a little bit. But as you can see here, main propulsion coming from the wings, which are completely useless in flight, but amazing for use underwater. And all kinds of penguins, alive and extinct, all of them have got these flippers, which are amazing for flying underwater. Oh, and there we go, Speedy Gonzales at the back over there as well. The king penguin here is slightly more brightly colored here at the nape, at the neck here. The emperor penguin has a slightly lighter color, more yellow, a lighter yellow color over there, a little bit more white, slightly different. Now, in terms of breeding, if you have seen Happy Feet, which I believe most of us have seen, you'll know that the emperor penguins, which is the species in Happy Feet, they will have the males incubating the eggs for 2 months without eating. They'll be incubating the eggs in the dark. And that during that time, the females are out fishing so they can get something to eat. But the king penguin over here does not do that. That's because the emperor penguin actually occurs on Antarctica itself, and they need to travel quite far in order to get enough food in order to eat, or to survive. And the female then has to go away for 2 months at a time to do that. The king penguin here only needs to travel about 30 kilometers or so to go from their breeding grounds to their feeding grounds. So what you'll find is that both the male and female king penguin will actually incubate the eggs. Unlike the emperor penguin, where the egg is only incubated by the male during the winter month, the king penguin, male and female, will incubate it. And they take turns, each turn lasting about 6 to 18 days. So anything between just under a week up to 2.5 weeks that an individual will be incubating the egg and not going out to sea to eat. Because if they do not take care of the egg, if they leave the egg on the ice, within 2 to 3 minutes, that egg will freeze and the baby inside will be dead. They've got little special pouches there on their feet. Oh, look at hear the sound there, so cute. Yes, so right over there, they've got a special little pouch, and they actually huddle, or they sit on the ground, and gotta love the sound there. Love that. So anyway, they will have the egg incubating or balancing on the feet there under this in the so-called brood pouch. Now you could hear 1 or 2 individuals here, quite noisy. Imagine a few 100,000 together, and that's what the penguins do. Sheesh. Yeah, so in terms of Nicola going fishing while I feed, while you feed sit on Memphis, well, yeah, Nicola does, sometimes she does go out to go find the food for Memphis, and then sometimes I go out to go find the food for Memphis, but yeah, she doesn't go out fishing just for that. Memphis doesn't get fish unless we eat fish, which happens rarely. And I've just realized I have not... 2 things I haven't done. I haven't actually put a habitat gate in here, which is a bit of an oopsie. And I also have not actually brought the gharials out of quarantine into the enclosure. So I'm just quickly going to do that. And let me just put the habitat gate at the back here, or here, or here. Let me put it over here. The poor keepers are going to really run around to try and bring in the gharials, but that's all right. They can get the exercise. They need the exercise. Let's just get like that. I think is going to be best. And pathwise, let's just quickly change that to staff only. Thank you. And then let's bring our gharials, which will be in there. All of them. Come on, they must be. There we go. Ah, surely. Okay, move. Here, okay. There we go. Now there is a path. Come on, bring us our gharials, our first crocodilians. Okay, he's going to go and get another one. And then we'll come run, Forest, run. Okay, quite slow. I think I can run faster than that. I'm not a very good runner, but I can, I think, run a little bit faster than that. But I've got a long road to go just to go over here and plop it down. Now, while we then also are getting our gharials in, we need things for them. Gharial. We'll check what that notification is as well in a moment. Let's just get gharial sorted. There we go. What is this? Ah, our moose is struggling. It's too hot, I think. Environment. Okay. I think I need to make it a little bit colder here. Yeah, shame. Yeah, this one needs a little bit colder. So we are going to do that as well. Cooler. Put that in here. And we'll set that. No, not 2. And let's just set that one to perhaps not 0 degrees, but like 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, that should be alright then for our moosey boy over there. Okay, Gharials, there we go, coming in. And there is, that's a male. That is definitely a male. That is, I don't know, a second one that is directly in this one. There we go. That was a baby, that's a young one. Or they are just the females. Are the females really that much smaller? Could be. Notice this is definitely a female. Notice that she's lacking. And you can see the Gharial in the game can run and actually walk quite easily. Whereas in real life they would really be dragging their bodies along. But you can see here the female not having any pronounced bulb on the front there. Or snout bulb as it's also sometimes called. Or gara as is the real term. But the males, like this one over here, they do have that. And that is used to communicate to one another, especially to communicate with other males in the general vicinity. So, could be to also attract females, considering that only males have it. Females do not have it. It could be that males are either trying to attract females or just trying to communicate with one another, trying to tell everybody, listen, this is my part of the sandbank, go away. But yeah, anyway, let's have a look here. In terms of terrain, not enough rock. Oh. And too much sand. Really? Really? You are complaining that you have too much sand? No. Doesn't work that way. Anyway, okay. Hard shelter. Perfectly happy with this as hard shelter. That's great. This is one way, I guess, then to actually make nice hard shelter. So you don't have to go and build a structure. You just build a pathway that goes over the enclosure. And then that's considered hard shelter. We need more rocks. We need less sand. Okay. Environment, plants, they can get more plants in. Okay, we are going to put in some more plants as well. Enrichment, there's nothing there. Okay, let's quickly get food for it. We'll take a large food tray again, put that in there. We can't have the fish feeder box, unfortunately. We don't need water boxes because there is enough water over here. But we need some enrichment. Let's go for the frozen blood pumpkin. Because why not? Okay. A rubbing pad. I wonder whether they actually would rub in nature. I don't think they really would rub too much against things. But well, let's say they do. I think. And then one last thing on the rock over here. A little water jet rock. There we go. Come and play with your water jet rock. Now, they should be quite happy with their enrichment. That's 81%. That's all right. I'm going to take that. Okay. Yeah, now I can imagine you don't want a hot and angry moose. That will be... Firstly, having a moose too close to you will already be a bit of a problem. And having an angry one that is hot as well. Yeah, definitely don't want that. We are just going to put in some heavy soil at the back here. Let's just get the terrain out here so we can see when it is enough. Okay, so that's going to be a nice bit of that there. Rocks you also want. Let's put some rocks more on this side. I guess. Still not enough rocks. Okay, fine. We'll put like that. Wish I really want a lot of rocks. Now, this is a sandbank. We can't have that. We'll have rocks, more to this side, I think. All along the river. There we go, okay. Come on, that should be almost enough. Hello, Cinnamon. Hey, Cinnamon is here. She'll pop up in a moment. She's just distracting Nick a bit. Should be almost ready here. There we go. Okay, now everything is perfect. For now, the thing is that there shouldn't be any snow. And unfortunately, the moment we have winter, there is going to be snow. So we're going to have to put in some heaters in this part of the world as well. Okay, let's have a look here. We have a gift of $500. Yay. And 3,000 there. Great stuff. That one I have already said hello to. That one I've already said hello to. This one I can say hello to for 20 more credits. Oh, speaking of credits, how's our Okapi doing? Obi-Wan, still a juvenile. How old is Obi-Wan now? 1 year old. Aww, look at him go. Camera. Hello, little Okapi, little Obi-Wan. Oh, it's so cute. Man, I love these little guys. Of course, the idea, as I've mentioned, I think in the first stream when we actually built the Okapi enclosure, of the white lines and the white and dark markings, is that it kind of is supposed to at least break up the outline of this creature, so that if you see this in the forest, amongst foliage, of course, it's a little bit more difficult to see then. It looks like a little shiny bit on the stump. That's a tree trunk over there. There's some other rippling effects in the tree trunks and all kinds of things. So it's supposed to break up the outline so it is even more difficult to actually see in its forest habitat. Of course, that there should be mother and little Obi-Wan over here just following the mother. Really such an amazing and cute little creature. Oh man. Love them. Really, really love them. Okay, so we have now officially got our little penguins carrying on here. Just kind of chilling, I see. Hello there. Hello. Yes, hello. All just kind of chilling. Happily chilling over there. Oh yes, our butterflies. Our butterflies, our butterflies. Oh my word. The blue morphos, a lot of them are dying. I think there are too many in here. Oh, maybe not. Let's have a look here. Social health. Oh, that's all right. It's still not too many there yet. Anyway, now there was something that I thought of doing in this area over here, which unfortunately was stopped because I couldn't get the paths sorted. And that is to actually have a bit of an enclosure going on over here. So maybe if we can move this not on the grid. More like that. A little bit out of the way. And if we can have that like that. Right. We can get human paths. That one again. Like that. Maybe 6 meters. Can we get 6 meters, please? Okay, so that is the issue. I could not get a wider path here. Maybe if I move that over there. No, still not. Okay. Right. Let's get this over here. For some reason, again, this does not want to connect. Okay, it's not flattened terrain. Oh my word, that is a bumpy path. Okay, can't flatten terrain there. Okay, so let's again. I need to get this sorted. I need to do stuff here. Let's actually push that down a little bit. So that our path is not too wonky. Okay, people will just have to make peace with the fact that there's going to be a bumpy ride down there. Then we can finally head into this area over here. Because there's something I want to put in this area over here. So let us go and flatten to foundation a bit more. We need a proper cave for what I want to put in. Not that they would need caves, but anyway, caves help. Right, like that. And I think I probably need to push a little bit more up here. I think so. Perhaps get this out of the way. Actually, let's just get this out of the way first. Then we'll have this all sorted out. Get a bit of coffee in the meantime. Right. Oh yes, I just remembered they have got the ramp option now, which is going to make this a little bit easier as well. Okay, so let's go and actually make a ramp here so that it is easier to get out again. What I want is a ramp up to here. I think I was right. Yeah, that could work. Okay. And then in this section, perhaps have that pathway. Let's. Okay, it's nighttime again, so I guess we're waiting for daytime to properly see. Almost daytime. But what I want to put in is an exhibit, and it is blueprints off because I want this one. Oh my word, this is a very big exhibit. Okay, that's fine. We will do this. And then we'll just again flatten. So, can you guys guess what I will be putting into this enclosure? It's going to be slightly underground. Well, it's actually going to be completely underground and then people will be walking out again. But what on earth will be put in here? Get the chat. There we go. I can finally see the chat again. Right. And just get the path out again. Oh my word, this is a... There we go, finally. Let's not have flattened terrain. Let's just smooth the terrain, yeah. Then that should work at least. Smooth, 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 smooth. There we go. Okay. At least there will be a path here. Under construction, but there is a path up here. There we go. We're just going to make a little viewing area to come and have a look at the nothing. Actually, no. Control Z, Control Z. There we go. Align to grid. Like that. But we're going to have to put something in here. No idea what we're going to put in there, but anyway. For now, we are going to go exhibit trading. We're going to get a creature that I have not yet had in my zoo. Here we go. We're going to get Egyptian fruit bats. We're just going to keep on getting more. Oh, they're really, really poor quality, but oh well. As soon as one becomes available again, we are going to quickly snag it up. But we are going to put some bats into this exhibit over there. When we have the chance, we're going to do that. Okay, right. Our gharials over here. Let's have a look. How are they all doing? How are you doing? How you doing? With enrichment, meh. Everything else seems to be alright. Great stuff. So this, of course, being a critically endangered species, I think there is less than 1,000 of them in the wild left. Let's have a look here. The estimate, yeah, 600. Between 600 and 1,000, I believe the last estimate is. So really, not a lot of them in their natural environment. They really are critically endangered. And that is why we want to actually start a breeding program with him in here. Of course, zoos like the one we've got over here potentially, or has the potential to really be worthwhile for conservation, to actually get projects going for endangered species if run properly. Those conservation projects. No, the gharial is about to inbreed. No, 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 no. Okay, you are going to be on contraceptives. What is this male's genetics like? It's females, genetics. Yeah, the 2 poor ones want to inbreed. No, don't do that. Oh, that sounded wrong. The 2 poor ones. Never mind. The 2 ones with the worst genetic material wanted to inbreed. No, we do not want that. Okay, anyway, as I was trying to say, if run properly, breeding programs at zoos, like what we are trying to hopefully have here as well, can have the potential to actually save species from extinction. But if run poorly, then yeah, it's basically just a glorified getting money, and as much money as possible, which obviously is not what we are going for in this exhibit or in this zoo. We are going to make a nice little rocky area over here. Not aligned to water anymore. We're just going to have random rotation and actually put that off. There we go. Let's just make this a little bit more like that. And oh, that's a big rock. We'll just bring that in like that. We're trying to make a nice little rock feature over here so that we can also put some plants in here and it will still look natural, or relatively natural. And we'll do that. And we'll have this little rock up like that. Okay, now let's put in some plants. What we can have... No, I don't really want that big tree. I want a banana palm. Let's put that in the center there. And we can have a little bird's nest fern over here. Right over there on the rock. Nice and flat. Little basket fern will have a line to surface so that it can actually grow there. Actually is standing off a little bit. We want it more in like that. Great stuff. That looks good. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's have a look. Bird's nest. Yeah, big fern like that. Work. Actually dwarfing the one at the back there, so we don't want that there. We want it more over here, perhaps. Big old fern. Maybe another one right over there. And a smaller one right over there. Right. Let's see, what else have we got? Cattails, no. Don't want the cattails here now. We can have cordyline. That's a nice splash of color over here. Maybe a small one right in that nook over there. That little spot along the rock. Perhaps over there as well. Perhaps there. Yeah, a little cluster of them. And an elephant's ear. That could also work. I don't want the elephant's ear standing out or standing at weird angles. Just want it like this. Make it a little bit shorter like that. Could work. And then I think, what else? Kapok tree are way too big. Way too big. Mangrove apples, maybe. The lipstick palm. Oh, this always looks nice. Let's put the lipstick palm right over there. That's going to really accentuate this little feature. And a little small one in the little crack of the rocks right over there. And another little one, I think, right on the edge here. Like that. We make this a little bit of a denser cluster. Like that. Okay. Great. Bit more foliage. The gharials should be happy with that. Okay, let's let time run on. Still have way too much money, but we'll sort that out in a bit. Now, we still need a nice shelter for these cranes over there, because they are unhappy with the way things are, with the lack of shelter. So how are we going to do that? I'll need to think a little bit more about that. Right. Oh, this is awesome. Maybe we should have a Rafflesia in here. Yes, I think let's have a Rafflesia flower. Align to surface. Right over there. Because this thing, oh my word, this is an amazing flower. I think it's also called the corpse flower, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just get it a little bit closer to the rock. There we go, that should work. And apparently it smells atrocious. But this plant, this flower, doesn't have any leaves. It doesn't have normal root system, doesn't have a stem, proper stem taking care of it, of the plant. This plant that Rafflesia there is completely parasitic. They are attached onto the root systems of other big plants in the area, and then they just steal the resources from those plants. And then once they have enough resources stored, enough nutrients and water and all those types of things, then they actually produce the flower, which could take a few years before this, with this individual here flowering now, it could take, again, quite a number of years before it will flower again. Yeah, so Rafflesia, quite an amazing. I think this is, or this counts as one of, if not the largest simple flower in the world, because that there is just one flower. The other big plants, I wonder whether the Titan arum is, oh yes, like this Titan arum, and we're going to put this one in here as well, because oh my word, this is such a beautiful plant. Let's just get the rotation off. Let's just again, there we go. Okay, rotation off. There we go. This should work now. Let's just get it in here like that. Okay, so this massive arum, which is called the Titan arum, this thing is not one flower. Rafflesia over there, that is one flower, that one there. But the Titan arum up here is a whole inflorescence, where if you were to actually look closely, it will have female flowers down at the bottom, that darker part over there. Yeah, those are the, that is where you'll find the female flowers, and this phallic tower over here would be covered by male flowers, each producing pollen that's dispersed by insects and wind to other individuals, hopefully to other individuals. The Titan arum, really an amazing creature. Oh, flower. And then Rafflesia, equally interesting and amazing, at least in my opinion. Anyway, as I just zipped past here, I did see again this occurrence here with the male gharials having the gara at the tip here, or the snout bulb, and the females not having it, like this little female over here, not having it. That is what we call sexual dimorphism. Di meaning two, morph being shape, and then sexual meaning between male and female, where the males and the females have got different shapes or colors or something along those lines. We just need to actually make sure, we don't have power here. No, we do not. There is no power here, which means we are going to put in power in a moment after we have put in an ATM so that people can take out more money, and we have put in this over here just to merge like that. And then we are going to put in some facilities for the visitors. We are going to put in, we've had so much coffee, let's put in a pip shot juice. And we can put in, I think actually let's put that central. Oh, it can't fit in there. Okay, fine. Where can we fit it in? Maybe the pathway is just too, yeah, it's too close to actually put that there. Anyway, okay, so we've got pip shot juice there. We need something to eat. Let's go for, we've got a pizza pen already. Let's go for Mexcellente. Like that. Now let's actually exit that. There we go. Okay, now we can properly have it like that. There we go. That could work. Okay. And we need the toilets as well as always. That's the info kiosk. That is not a toilet. There we go. And then one last thing that we can get. Let's get not loony balloons. I am not a proponent of balloons at all. So we're not going to put any balloons in this park of ours, in the zoo. We are going to put another, just a memento. Now, since as it says there, there's no power here, so we need to do something about that. And we can do that by putting an, well, the plan was at least to put in a solar panel at the top here, but I just realized that may not be possible because it may not be able to connect to the pathway. We'll see. Hopefully it works. The field we are going to go for here is stone. Now let's go for breeze block. I can fix that later and change it later if I wanted to. We'll just put that like that and just get a nice little roof up here. Flat roof. Metal plank, no, I want. Now let's just go like that, because we are going to put the solar panel right at the top here. Like that. That's the idea, at least. Nice little solar panel, although it is technically facing the wrong way. We're not going for realism necessarily. Even though we probably should. We're just going to go for a 4-meter wide path. Right above this section over here. Oh my word, it's not easy, but there we go. Just going to have it running to the side here. And then just do a nice 90-degree turn. And go down, down, down. And I guess we're eventually going to merge there. Okay. Right, so now at least, if the staff did want to come to this area, they could. Although it's held together by magic. So let's just quickly fix that. Oh my word, okay. Path supports, there we go. Okay, give me path supports there, please. And possibly, yeah, no, not necessary. Okay, not there. Okay, cool. Maybe here. There we go. Okay, there's a path support, and maybe, or not. Maybe one there. No. Okay. Right. I guess that is sufficiently magical enough. Doesn't need any more supports. Okay. Right, everything now should be powered in this area. Yes, indeed it is. Okay. Right. I'm hoping this is not the inbred one. Notice the size difference here as well between the males and the females. Really, quite astonishing. But yes, there it is, feeding fish to the gharials. And that is quite an important thing here. This species of crocodile is truly adapted for a piscivorous diet, to eat fish rather than anything else. Oh, and there's our first little baby. Oh, here's a gorgeous little baby. And there's another little baby. Oh, they are so cute. Ronith and Samesh. Oh, and there's a third one. And Dritti. There we go. So 4 babies. Oh my word. 5 babies. They just keep on coming. There's Ranbir as well. And there's Adve. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 babies. Oh my word. Pratyush. Okay, so that is a thing that, yes, crocodiles will have a lot of babies. 7 babies. 1, 2. How many legs have we got? A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 babies thus far that we have. Holy moly. That's a lot of babies. So I think it's fair to say that this breeding project of ours is going to be very successful. The fact that crocodiles can have many babies is a typical R-selective trait, meaning that they will have a lot of babies, but a lot of them will die. But a lot of crocodiles will have parental care, which makes them more case selective, meaning that you will have parental care and fewer babies, and more of those babies will survive. So a slower reproductive rate, but well cared for babies. And the fact that they can have so many babies but still have parental care just kind of throws it somewhere in between that. A little bit difficult to know whether they really are R or K selective. But the parental care isn't there all the time. It is up to a certain point, and then they have to take care of themselves. Now, we have got a whole bunch of people gathering here, so we can also have a whole bunch of people giving us money, which is great. Finance. For a moment I thought that guy was on fire, but he is just using his leaf blower. I'm just going to put this up here as well, just in case people come over here to come and have a look at the GHARIALs. Get some more educational speakers up here. One there, one here, and then one right over here, I think. Are we going to... No, I don't want to look to the person. There we go. GHARIAL. Get a nice wide range for it. Likewise, this one, GHARIAL. Nice big range. Yeah, no overlap there. And then this one here also, GHARIAL, and a nice range on the speakers. There we go. That should be alright. Right. Then, one more thing. Education, visual media, habitat, board set. We are going to put the random rotation off because I don't want it constantly changing rotation. One there, one up here. One thing that's very interesting about this game, and I think it's the same in Planet Coaster, is that the language that is spoken here is not, you know, a normal human language. It's, I think, what they call Pinko or Planko or something along those lines. And it is a fictional language. And what it does is it means that no person is advantaged over others. So if it were in English, anybody that could speak English would understand it. But people who cannot speak English or cannot speak it well will not be able to understand what is going on. And if it were, for example, in French, then if you didn't speak French, then you wouldn't know what on earth is being said. But by having this language that, for example, here, it's called a Gargala. Or Garhala, sorry. Garhala is not GHARIAL, it is not Gavial like in Afrikaans. It's none of those names, which means that no one group, no one language is actually advantaged over others. I think it's actually quite cool. It's a nice way of making sure that everybody is treated equally. And I think you'll find the same with the Sims as well, where they all kind of sound like they're speaking gibberish. All kinds of weird made-up words. It just means that it's not advantaging any one group over the others. Now, with this being a piscivorous crocodilian, or a fish-eating crocodile, long snout, used to then catch the fish in the water, and then very sharp, straight teeth that are conical in shape, or roundish in shape and then pointing down. Really, you'll find that in all kinds of fish-eating organisms, in the fossil record and in extant species or species that are still alive today. You'll find that they've got these long slender snouts and then the sharp needle-like teeth that they can use to catch the fish, very slippery fish in particular. These ones, though, also will have sensory cells on their nose, especially towards the front, which they can then use to pick up vibrations that the fish make when they swim through the water, which will allow them to actually properly sense where the fish are so that they can then, of course, catch them. So let's just have a look here. In terms of food, animals, let's give them better quality food. We have got the money. We can do this. Adja. Adja. Oh, Adja is on contraceptives. Okay, I was like, why on earth is Adja infertile? It's because Adja is on contraceptives, because Adja over there tried to mate with her brother, I believe it was, which we obviously don't want. So anyway, right, now, we've got our gharial enclosure carrying on. We've got our penguins. Oh, the red-crowned cranes are about to mate. Oh, this is awesome, okay. So technically, with these cranes, you'll very often find a courtship dance. Do they have this here? I think it's these two that are about to... Yes. No, they're eating. Ah, I thought they were doing a courtship dance here. With cranes, you'll very often find courtship dances where they have ritualized dancing that they do, like bowing and jumping up and flapping their wings. And Nick and I have seen that 2 years ago. It was. When was the birthday excursion we had? Last year. With the cranes that we saw that were dancing and stuff. That was last year, wasn't it? Yeah. So last year, yeah, we saw the national bird of South Africa, the blue crane. They were doing all kinds of courtship dances. Some of them also had little babies, little fluff balls running around. So I'm hoping we get some baby cranes here with these ones as well. That will be really, really amazing. Oh, look at them. Yeah, it can fly a little bit. That's cool. Okay. Oh, awesome. But in any case, with the courtship dances, they'll very often bow and flap their wings, jump up in the air, rub their bills against one another, do all kinds of things. Oh, and of course, this one over here, doing what birds like flamingos and so will often do, standing on one leg. And when I was a guide in one of the zoos here in South Africa, we'd very often, because we had flamingos there, we'd very often get people asking, okay, so why do flamingos, or in this case the red-crowned crane, why do they stand on one leg? Because that one over there is doing the same thing. And I would always joke about it, but there is a very good reason for that, and I'll get to that reason in a moment. But the best reason I ever heard came from a little Dutch boy once on my tour, when I asked the group, so why do flamingos stand on one leg? He just chimed up and he said, well, it's because if a crocodile comes and bites off his one leg, he will have another leg to stand on. And obviously I just thought that was the best answer ever imaginable, and I will never ever forget that little boy, well, which is probably like in high school at this point now, but I'll never forget, you know, his answer. Anyway, the reason that flamingos and cranes and stuff actually stand on one leg, with flamingos it could be also when they're standing in water. It's got to do with temperature control perhaps, but the main reason, because they'll do this outside of water as well, main reason is that it helps them conserve energy. And I found that when I am standing somewhere, and especially if I'm standing for a long time, I will stand with one leg straight and one leg bent. It's just easier. I automatically... there we go. White poop. Yeah, thank you. What's your... Oh, that's a lot of poop. Ryuji, why are you pooping all over the place? Obviously, birds will poop, so yeah. Anyway. So, I will very often stand with one leg straight, one leg bent. It's just easiest to do that. Oh, look at the courtship there, I think. With these two ones. They're about to mate. Ah, there we go. She was clearly not happy with him there. Just like, shove him away. Right, so Lily apparently did not mate. Because she is not pregnant. Okay. Fine. Lily is unhappy with the other penguins. Anyway. So, flamingos stand on one leg, saves energy. With the penguins over here, interesting. With the king penguins as well as the emperor penguins. Both of them are that way. People often think that they are monogamous, meaning one male has one female, and that is, to some extent, true. During any one breeding season, one male will have one female, and one female will have one male. And they are during that breeding season... Ooh, power failed. During that one season, they... Oh, that's why it's failed. It's because it's not connected. They are very, very loyal to each other. They are faithful. They are not going to have a different partner. But at the end of the breeding season, especially when the next breeding season rolls around, those two individuals may then link up again, or they may just decide, nah, I didn't like that one last time, so I'm just going to get another male or another female this time around. So they are what you call serially monogamous, not monogamous or truly monogamous. So serially monogamous, during a breeding event, they are monogamous, but each male during the course of its lifetime, each year may have a different female. Likewise, each female may have a different male. With the king penguin here, about a little less than 30% of the time, they will actually select one another again, where the pair that was breeding last year will breed again. But with the emperor penguin, that's only about 15% of the time that they will actually sync up or link up with one another again. So, serially monogamous. Just a little random term I learned sometime today about penguins and, monogamous penguins and stuff like that. Right. So, let's have a look. We've got our penguins sorted. We've got our gharials going on like crazy. I think we need to get a male peacock, put him in here, and then just put him on, almost said aphrodisiacs, put him on contraceptives. Aphrodisiacs will have the exact opposite of what I want. Yeah. Anyway, I just realized that for some reason the chat was not linked up on my recording. So anyway, so the past recording did have thus far had no chat, but it is now linked up again. Finally. Okay, right. Let's get a male peacock in here. That's the word. Get a peacock in here. Indian peafowl. I want a nice male that can be quite cheap. Yeah, this one over here, not going to breed. We're just going to adopt. We're just going to make sure that he is not diseased. Let's get him in there. High amounts of litter, apparently. Oh, in this area here. No. Huh. What is happening over there? Is that the litter? Yeah. I think it is. Something over here is making them unhappy in life. Could be something at the top here. Woo! Although I'm not sure. Anyway. Where else? There, that's alright. Oh, there's clearly a lot of litter over here. There we go. Okay, we found the problem area. Oh my word, these people. Why can they not just keep it and then throw it away later? Few things anger me as much as littering does. So let's put in, since we've got gharials over here, let's go for Indian bins, Indian themed bins. Let's put one up there, let's put one up here, put some here. Like if I had to walk 100 kilometers just to throw away a piece of paper, I would. But clearly not everybody feels that way about it. Right. Our gharials are going on. Our humans are enjoying them. How much have they given us? Wow, $900 in that donation bin there. And 1,600. So quite a bit of money that's coming in with these gharials. They're cute. Of course, juveniles, even the males, is this a male? Yeah, this one is a male. Will not have the gara at the tip there yet. Ah, Eve is about to die. Oh, Eve. Oh, there goes Eve. Okay. Ah, Evie. We are going to call you a vet, and we're going to put in a little memorial. So, instruction, signs, memorial. We're going to go for a... Which one is this? This one is the brass. Okay. The memorial, we'll go for the brass. And we'll just put it over here. Oh. I am quite sad about the fact that Eve has decided to pass. In loving memory of Eve, Warthog. I think she, well, obviously she was female, she was an adult. I think she was 17.7 years old. Date of death, 31st of March, year 17. Died of drowning at her old age. Because, well, technically, she is bobbing around. She decided in her old age to have a name change, and Eve is now Bob. Okay, so I think that means that our warthogs are down to 1. Yeah, we need a new female warthog. Oh, one of the platypus babies is about to mature, so that's cool. We're going to have a look at that in a moment. Oh my word, all these meerkats. Let's just have a look here. We're going to get another warthog in a moment. How are the meerkats looking? Plentiful. Where did all these babies come from? Ah, clearly they were the last litter still. How old are you? 2.1 years. At 2.1 years of age, they're not juveniles anymore. They should be breeding at about 2 to 3 years. Maybe they will be breeding. Yes, so maybe they are a little bit juvenile still. Anyway, let's have a look up here. Wanted to get a warthog. That is what I wanted to do. And since we are in this part of the world, we're going to get the quarantine, put in quarantine over here. Animal trading. And we're just going to search for common warthog. We're going to get a male. Nah. Male. Like that. Adopt. Send to zoo. Quarantine. Animal Trade Center. Quarantine. There we go. Into the quarantine. Right. Quarantine is passed. Ah. Right. You will be moved to the rest of the peafowl, which is this enclosure here. And then as soon as he arrives, we are just going to put him on contraceptives. I love how the people are complaining that this habitat has loads of plants in it. Like, come on, loads of plants, far better than no plants at all. People will tend to complain about all kinds of things. Okay, no males in here at the moment. Oh, it's a baby's coming. Apparently, babies are going to be born in the water. Must remember the platypus babies have also hatched. Or actually, basically matured. Okay, I do not know. I guess this female is going to come onto land. And then give birth. I hope so. Let's have a look. Quite cumbersome on land. Far more agile in the water. I think this water needs to be filtered though. Kind of leaning back there. Come on. There we go. Oh my word, it's already born big. Hannah. Hello, Hannah. Nice to meet you. Okay, so the penguins, the babies, and oh my word, you can even see the ear opening over there. So this, of course, is where the ear opening would be for birds. Normally, though, as in the adult over there, can't really see it because it is hidden away over there by feathers. But in juveniles, or if you put the feathers to one side, you can see it a little bit more easily. But the juveniles over here, not in water-resistant feathers. Instead, they are in downy feathers, which the whole idea there is that they are going to be protected against the cold. Because they don't go into the water yet, there's no point in them having waterproof feathers. As they grow older then, and as they are ready to go into the water, they will then change into their waterproof feathers. which will allow them to go into the water there without freezing to death in the water, without getting wet and cold. But for now, with it being on land, it needs downy feathers to trap body heat, so that they do not die of the cold. Okay, so just an interesting little change in feathers that this little guy will have. Okay, so what I wanted to do, I've already forgotten. Oh yes, I think the water over here is probably filthy. Yeah, it needs to be cleaned. So we are going to need to put in another little water treatment area. And we're going to put it over here somewhere. I think like that. And that way we can then just put a little staff path all along here. This is a backstage area. This is where the magic happens that we don't want people to see. We are still going to cordon it all off. We're going to make this really nice when the time comes. Before I do a grand tour of the zoo, we are going to have to sort everything out. And Memphis, hello. Here's the big boy. Hello, Memphis. Say hello to everybody. Meow. Meow. Hello. He is surprisingly calm. Okay, and there he goes. Shame. he has to make an appearance at some point during the live stream. I'm just going to jump up and try to get something to eat. Okay, so now at least the water here will be clear, but I also want it really crystal clear, because in Antarctica, where these guys are living, the water is relatively clear. Maybe azure. No, it does give it a nice cold look to it. It's transparency, a little bit more transparent. Maybe we can have it a slightly lighter color. No, not that light. Like that. That could work. That kind of looks like what it would look like in Antarctica. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Right, perfect. Going to be nice and clean in a moment. I think this water is, yeah, it is extremely dirty, but it is now finally being cleaned. I can't believe I forgot to put a nice little cleaning area there. Anyway, let's have just a small little section over here. Nah, I'll work on that on my own. At my own time, I will decide what on earth I'm doing there. Quarantine was passed. Let's get Tuma to join the oh, that is another male. Oh, well, that's all right. We can. I think we can have 2 males in here. I think it'll be fine. I should actually have brought in a female, but that's all right. We'll get a female again at some point. Right, how are our monotremes, our platypus, and also how is the okapi doing? How's Obi-Wan? Okay, Obi-Wan. Oh my word, and Abeke is expecting another baby. Yo, okay. Obi-Wan, we are going to release you into the wild. And with all these amazing stats and its rarity, we're still just getting 35 credits. Like, wow. Anyway, it's being traded out of the zoo. Oh, we have not put the male peacock on contraceptives yet. Where is this male? I suspect the females are all pregnant now. Not yet. Ah. I am surprised. This male, yeah, we are putting him on contraceptives. We do not want him breeding with all the females, and there being 3,000 peacocks in our enclosure here. Okay, rightio. Let's have a look. We've got 2 enclosures that we made today. I think I would like another enclosure. I'm just trying to think. Oh, the red panda. That was the one we were also going to do. And I think a red panda exhibit will look nice over here. This one, Hans, is especially for you. We are going to be making the Red Panda exhibit. Okay, so let us go and actually add some terrain here. Don't quite want it that high, but I do want it like that. I have a bit of a mesa like that over there. Bit of a bluff. And then we can also flatten that. Of course, we need to also just get this to look a little bit more natural. But since we are always battling with paths, let's first get that sorted, shall we? Like that, and I think I wanted a nice big white one again. Like that. Oh my word, okay. Path supports. Nope, that's not the problem. Flatten terrain. That works. Okay. Let's stop flattening terrain. Let's get this down. Like that. I think that should work. And that, yeah, there we go. Okay, so this at least will work, more or less. And then what I want is a very nice little platform right up here to again have a look at the pandas. Or giant, not giant pandas, red pandas in this case. And again, path sports. Yeah, that work. Okay, so let's get the habitat sorted. Now, red pandas, as I've mentioned right at the beginning, when talking about red pandas, researchers are still trying to figure out exactly where on Earth they fit in. They're not related to pandas, they're not true bears, whereas panda bears, well, they are bears after all. So they're not related to pandas, or giant pandas at least. But so where they do fit in, it's still a bit of an unknown. They're still trying to figure all of that out. Yeah, oh, Memphis says hello to you as well, Ozzy. Memphis is such an adorable big old cat. Yeah. Of course, he has to, at some point during the stream, pop up. Otherwise, did I even do a stream if Memphis did not pop up? Oh, wow. Lily is trying to mate again. Let's have a look. Are you going to punch him again? In this case, nope. In this case, affectionate, and it means that she's probably going to be pregnant in a moment. Or not. Nope. Still not pregnant. Why not? What's wrong with... Oh, that's a 33% fertility. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Yep. No wonder she's not having babies. Both her and the male there, very, very infertile. Anyway, carrying on here with our new exhibit that we are making. Let's just get this nice and more flattened out a little bit. Okay. Over here, of course, people are not going to see this, but I am going to see this, and I'm going to know that this isn't nice. We're just flattening this out a little bit, pulling it out slightly. And then, let's just get this section flattened out more, and that should then be fine. Now, for the Red Panda, I'm going to go more with obviously with an Asian theme, because that is where they come from. If we actually look in the Zoopedia here, red panda, 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 panda. Here we go. If we look at this distribution, you can see there the eastern parts of China extending up in along what appears to be the Himalayas, the eastern Himalayas, and then into southwestern China. Oh, western, sorry, not eastern China. I always get confused between east and west, but yeah, there we go. Southwestern China and then the Himalayas. So they are in the taiga and the temperate regions. They are more used to the frost, which is brilliant. But that is what I also wanted to do. I wanted to go and release the, almost said echidnas, the platypus over here. The Jalu over here, as well as Ilin. Both of them are outsiders. And we are going to release them into the wild. Not particularly threatened, the platypus here. You can see they're near threatened, but they're not yet vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered or extinct in the wild. Whereas if we look at our gharial over here, they are critically endangered. If we go to the Zoopedia here, you can see they're critically endangered. There's only one extinct in the wild creature in this game, and that is the scimitar horned oryx, which is a big antelope species from northern Africa. Beautiful creature, but that thing has been hunted to extinction in the wild. It does, however, still occur in captivity. Oh my word, look at how they're sleeping. Isn't that just the most adorable... Let me just switch the light. Oh, I can't really switch the light up. Anyway. Isn't that just the most adorable little penguin ever? Ah, so cute. Let's have a look. What do they say? What's their population? Least concern. Yes, because there are, as it says, there are 4.5 million of the king penguins in the wild, or estimated to be. But within the next 80 years, 70% of those may be gone, which is a hell of a bombshell to drop on people. But yeah, by the year 2200, there are going to be 70% fewer king penguins in the world. Like, there we go, saving, yes, there we go. Like, there are still going to be a lot, but they are going to be not least concern. They are probably going to be endangered. And the main reason for that would be climate change and the associated changes in the fish stocks and where the fish occur that these guys are eating. And it is already, I believe, on average, they need to travel 20 kilometers further to get food. And that 20 kilometers makes a massive difference. It could be the difference between life and death for the little chick that is left at the nest. And yeah, so sad, but just something to keep in mind. That even though species are not endangered or critically endangered at a potential point in time, does not mean that they will not be later in life. Yeah. Right, let's have a look here. What are they saying? Tickets are underpriced. Well, now we can do something about that, can't we? Let's change it to $35 an adult. Now it's becoming really expensive to come to my zoo. Anyway, so that's that. We still need to put up a little shelter for these little guys. I'll do that probably off screen. Oh yes, I'm busy with the red pandas. There we go. Okay, you're busy with this little enclosure over here. So what we're going to do is make a moat around this part where the creatures, where the pandas are going to be. So we are going to... No, actually, we do not want it over here. We actually want the moat to extend all the way along here. So we're going to do it in a moment. Okay, there we go. Nice moat all around here, because the giant pandas, at least in the game here, cannot swim. Whether that is the case in real life, I am not 100% sure. I know a lot of animals will have their distribution determined by where there are rivers. And if you look at, for example, lemurs, a good example of that, not very good swimmers. If you find rivers, you'll very often find that they are not able to cross very easily unless you have got things like trees hanging over and they're able to go from one area to another then. we are going to make a nice deep moat. And in fact, we're not going to put up much of an enclosure here. We're not going to put up a wall. We are just going to have the moat being a natural barrier here. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to doing that. Of course, the main advantage is that it looks nicer if you do it this way than if you go and put up a wall, something like that. The main disadvantage is that sometimes the animals can still escape. And at one point, one zoo here in South Africa, we had ring-tailed lemurs, and they had just come into the area, and they were on a little island. And then there was a moat, like this, around the island. And the idea was that they wouldn't jump over the moat. Makes sense, okay. Surely they wouldn't jump over the moat. And then they jumped over the moat. And they found that they were using a certain branch, and then they were, whoops, jumping over the moat. And you found these ring-tailed lemurs all over the place. And like, okay, cool, okay, let's get them all again. Thankfully, they were hand-raised, so they were used to humans. They would come for the food and stuff. So it's like, okay, well, let's find out where they were escaping. And they found the area that they were escaping, and they got rid of the plant that was there, and they were using that to jump over. And then it's like, okay, cool, we're not going to have ring-tailed lemurs escaping anymore. And then the next day, the ring-tailed lemurs escaped again. Because they had found that, majority of this area is too far for us to jump. Oh, wow, okay, well, habitat 8, yeah, 4 stars. Okay, our education at least is going up. We're getting nice little reports there, that's all right. Anyway. They found that most of the moat, yes, was too far for them to actually jump, but there was a section that if they stood just right, they could all jump over from there. And as a result, they found that, okay, well, the ring-tailed lemurs can still escape. So it was a whole schlep just to get them to not jump out of the enclosure. Notice there, yeah, we do not have water there. We have got water here now, but this is not deep enough. So we are just going to sculpt again. Just make it nice and deep. So that the red pandas do not want to go out. But don't think that they can go out. Nice and deep. Nice and deep. So anyway, eventually what the zoo did is they actually put up electrified fencing. So if the lemurs were jumping out along here, they actually put electrified fencing just along this section over here, just to stop them jumping over. And that worked. And the last I checked, they had not had any other escapes happening with the ring-tailed lemurs. Naughty little guys, those. But if you're in captivity, you want to, of course, be able to explore a little bit as well. Now, because these little guys are, the red pandas here are largely arboreal, we are going to go with an arboreal style or very much arboreal enclosure. Lots of trees for them to climb in. I'm also going to just make this like that. There we go. We're also going to have a nice hill right over here. And in it, or on it, we are going to make a little temple-like structure for us to then put as a little night shelter for them. And then also it's going to have little steps leading up. It's going to, I think, hopefully, look quite nice. We're going to have a nice little mountaintop Asian-style temple. And let's now just flatten this section over here. Okay. Okay, that should be perfect. Right. Then let's get to building. What I want is I want a nice little construction. I want to go theme East Asia. We're going to go with floors. There we go. Bit like this, I think. Okay. And if we now go and build this in like that, that could work. Yeah. But it doesn't matter that it is actually leaning out slightly. We are just going to build it into the mountainside like that. Yeah. That's going to work, I think. Not necessary here. I'm not sure whether it's necessary in the front here. Or maybe here. Maybe we'll just build like that. There we go. And then just so that it looks perfect. Right. And then here we are going to build like that so that the red pandas can actually come in here. And let's actually just pause. It's a little bit darker. Oh, so sorry, so it's not too many things happening at the same time. That's what I meant. The red pandas are going to come in from this side, ideally. And we're just going to put this as little windows like that. Windows like that, and I think another one like this in the front there. Right, that is going to work, I think. And then we are going to put, I think maybe just 2 meters higher. That, and have like that, that. Yes, that's the idea. That is the idea. And then we can actually make little roofs. Okay, well, maybe not East Asia. Maybe it is... Wait, where is that? I'm looking for a particular style. Okay, well, let's go for this. Yeah, the nice tiled roofs. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. The clay roofs. I think, yeah, these ones will look nice. I think. Let's go for that. Which ones? Oh man, trying to figure out which ones I want to go for here. Should be like that. There we go. That's the ones I want looking for. Perfect. No, it's too steep. There we go. 1 meter. That'll work. There we go. I'm not going to go for that one here. No. Going to make that 2 meters. We are going to go like that. Yes. Just so that the little guys have a nice little spot to live. The little giant pandas, they can sleep here, they can relax here. No stresses, nothing. Hide away to some extent a little bit from the people. I'm going to have like that as well. And then just walls. And just raise that a little bit so that we can have that. There we go. Gable going up. It's quite relaxing to build, but unfortunately I don't get to talk a lot about animals when I'm building things like this. But I want the red pandas to have the best possible enclosure when they actually come into our zoo. Let's just have that like that. And then I'll have that. And then the last little bit like that. Okay. We will sort this out even more later on. For now though, what we are going to do is not for GHARIAL, we are going to do things for the red panda. Get some nice bedding. This will be a nice little sleep spot for them. that. Something like that. And let's get some enrichment in here as well. They can probably play with the dog bowl in their sleeping quarters. That'll be nice. Oh, I don't want to align to surface here. They can, since they can climb, let's have them climb over to some kind of little structure. But I suspect I'm going to build this off screen, because to actually go and build this is going to take a lot of time. For now, what I am going to build is just this little attachment point. And then just have some kind of log that they can then climb down on. And they can do the same here as well. Okay. And likewise over there and over there. Okay. So now we at least have a place. We've got a moat, or we're going to have a moat. If we put in the water, we're going to have a moat. Like that. And we have a little mountain temple-like structure, which we'll work on later, or next time, or off-screen, or something along those lines. And then we are going to just have a little pathway coming down here. That's the idea. So what we're going to do is we are going to pull this just so that it is possible for the little pandas, if they wanted to, they can walk along this side here. We're just going to smooth that out. Okay, so they can easily walk along there, but we are going to put some foliage over here and make it look a little bit different. And instead, we are going to put a little stone steps down, going down there. Okay, so let's go rocks. Which one will be best? Not the cladding, I think. No. How about this mossy cladding? That one could potentially work. Mossy rock is too big. We need something smaller. Cladding, no. Mossy rock. Oh, that's not a mossy rock. That's a mossy boulder. What we need is something smaller. As I say that, I take something bigger. But anyway, we are going to go like this. And then... oh, sorry, bring it out a little bit more. With something along those lines. Then actually choose a different rock. Bring that down even more. Bring in this one just to give a little bit of variation in the rock here. Yeah. Again, very therapeutic to build this, but oh my word, if you want to go and build this on screen, unfortunately for you guys, it's not the most amazing watching. So we are going to be looking at some animals again in a moment. Just getting some semblance of what the path should look like. If we can then just put this in like that, and just take it back up here, I think that could look quite nice. Going to have some nice path, a nice pathway leading down along here. So the idea is, and that's going to lead all the way to over here. Let's just smooth this out. And let's have a look at what we want. What else we want. Asia, yes, not aquatic per se, not tropical per se. We are looking for taiga and temperate, because these are now colder habitat species. Of course, we can have something like an azalea bush, which will make it look pretty right over there. Actually have it extend a little bit more like that. There we go, that could work. We can have a beech tree. Really nice. Let's have that one right over here. Actually, it's quite a big tree. Let's put it over there. Oh, that's a big beech tree. Okay, we're not going to do that one now. Beach. Oh, that's an even bigger one. Maybe we should have that over here. It's always nice to have some foliage. We'll have that big tree growing right next to the big old mountain temple, kind of leaning in. That's actually perfect. Okay. Blackthorn bush. Sure. I'm wondering how much vegetation the red panda would want. They generally occur in more forested areas, as far as I recall. So too many trees shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't think there is such a thing as too many trees for them. If they're anything like me, there's no such thing as too many trees. We are going to put some bramble up here. No, we're not going to put some bramble up there. Too difficult to get that to look nice, so we're going to ignore that. Bengal bamboo, maybe more along the actual temple area here. Yeah. I will put some random rotation. Just a little cluster. That. Of course, if we had the giant panda, there would be almost only bamboo, just to simulate natural conditions, because they feed, of course, mainly on bamboo. They will occasionally eat on other things as well, but for all intents and purposes, they feed on bamboo, and basically only bamboo. Of course, there are going to be some dead trees in here as well. And since this is a Japanese style type thing we are doing here, we're also going to put in a little cherry tree with blossoms. Yew tree, maybe not now, maybe later. Need another conifer. There we go. This is a larch. Yeah, the Hurrian larch. Interesting. A large tree, not large. Larch also being some kind of conifer. You can. Oh, not a conifer, is it? Pretty sure it's a conifer. I'll check. I'll have to check. But I'm pretty sure a large tree is a type of gymnosperm. But we do not have them in South Africa, so please do not quote me on that. I like thinking that I know a lot about different areas worth of trees, but sometimes there are certain trees that I am not familiar with. Thing is, if we put so many trees, it's going to be very difficult to actually see the pandas. So we're going to have to go for some smaller plants in the front here. A fountain bamboo also. Or we can put big trees with sparse foliage at the bottom. That could work. And then at the back we can have some more dense trees. Himalayan birch. Interesting that this thing grows so few. We're going to put that one there. Yeah, coming along. Now, what this area needs is, of course, a whole bunch of soil rather than grass. So we're going to put a base of soil. Then we're going to put some sand in the river. Then we're going to put patches of lighter grasses. I think that will then be sufficient to actually put in some red pandas. That should work. Okay. I'm really looking forward to actually taking the zoo and doing a walkthrough through it. Once it's done. That is going to be very, very interesting. Very much looking forward to that. Let's just put in some lighter soil here as well. Work. Okay. And then some sand. Just along the river bend. Right around the river bend. I have to sing it wrong enough so that Disney can't sue me. Because I'm singing right around the river bend. Right, there we go. Okay. Nice bit of sand there. I'm really hoping the pandas can't swim. Because if they can, then this whole thing will have to be enclosed. Okay, let us, before I forget, in order to actually say that... Oh, you know what? There has to be a habitat gate. How on earth does one build that? That's my question. It'll have to be a fenced off area. So, let's get rid of that. And let us just have that into foundation. Like this. Okay. Because you need an entry point for the staff to actually come in and feed the little guys over here. So for that, we are going to put in the habitat gate. Like that. And we are just going to put it like that. Like that. And then we are going to just put a null fence all the way around. So that the game realizes that, okay, this is actually the barrier. And do not tell me that an animal has escaped until it has actually crossed this line. Then the animal has escaped. Until that point, the animal is still perfectly enclosed. So we're just going to put this null perimeter all along the outside of this enclosure. And that should then be sufficient. This will then be a habitat, and hopefully it's a habitat within which the little guys will stay. Okay. Right. Oh, we still need our habitat gate again, because for some reason I accidentally deleted it. Paths. And just go down. Like that. Okay. At least staff now have access to that, and we can also just put a nice little staff facility block down here. I'm wondering, I think we should just take one. This is a massive block. I am just going to duplicate it and bring it over here. And it will now be able to serve this entire section. That should work. Just like that. There. That should work. It still hasn't made a dent in our money. We go like this, like that, like this, like that, like this, and like that. At this point in time, with after all the drama we've had with paths, I do not care what it looks like as long as there are paths connected here. We can screen this later with plants and pot plants and all kinds of wonderful things. But for all intents and purposes, as soon as I've put in water, we should be able to actually have our red pandas in this enclosure. Should be able to, at least. So, happening here, the water is alright. Okay. We do need two things in this area though. We need power, and we need... So we are going to just delete that. And we're going to put a solar panel up there. And we need water. Water treatment on this side. that, I think. And then just solar panel like that. Now it is just a case of connecting it. And I say that like I have not had any issues whatsoever the past while with connecting things. Like that, I mean, come on. Alright, I'm going to have to sort out or figure out how to do this, but maybe if we have... Okay, we have got path supports on, so we can just carry on like this. Honestly, at this point, I do not care what it all looks like. As long as it works. Flattened terrain, maybe? There we go. Okay, so there we go. This works. It's very, very ugly, but it's going to work. So let's go have a look. Animal trading. Let us put in another animal, a new creature altogether. The red panda. Right, let's have a look. What are they like? Oh, that one is atrocious. That one's alright. That one's quite good. No. Don't want anyone with red. Even orange is kind of iffy. This one looks good for quite an alright price. Fertility is a little bit low, but we'll see. Oh, I'll take the small one. Adopt this one. That is a male. And we are going to adopt a female as well. Oh, this one looks quite good. Fertility is quite low. This one, again, we'll take two small ones. Okay, right. Watch now how I have a whole bunch of red pandas in here. Nope, still just these two. Okay, let's bring them over to the quarantine. And then as soon as they are in, we can actually release them into this enclosure here. Where in the meantime, we are going to put some grass in. Short grass. I hear the penguins. We'll just put the grasses in particular here on the hill. Anyway, this is right. Okay, there's a meerkat about to mature. Yeah, I don't know. There are so many different things here, and most of it contain or pertains to the butterflies all dying. So let's have a look here. For some reason, I don't have my chat anymore. Okay. Right, I'm just going to reload quickly. Not sure what on earth is happening with my stream here. Can you guys still see me? Can you guys still hear me? I've got no idea what's happening. There we go. Have a look here. Still nothing. Come on. I'm just going to follow another link again. Unfortunately, my cell phone does keep on cutting out. Okay, I have got no live chat whatsoever on my phone at the moment anymore. Anyway, let's carry on, shall we? I'll just pop in every now and again to see whether there's anything in the comments. Quarantine fast. That means we can... I think it's one of the two pandas. Huifen. Not yet. Ding Jiong. Dingjiang, sorry, there we go. Dingjiang should be passing quarantine any moment now. Of course, we do still need some food as well. Food. Oh yes, they need an arboreal feeding platform. So we are just going to put that right over here. Not too high. And then we're just going to put it on a little log. Not that short a log. No, 2 meters. No, thin, not thin. There we go. Thick like that. There we go. That's our feeding log. Unfortunately, it is not straight in the middle. So I'm just going to quickly phase in and out of existence here. That's quite close, but I think that is more in the center. There we go. Okay. Oh, the platypus is about to have babies again. And again, she's in the water. She's always in the water whenever she decides to have babies. But anyway. Let's have a look here. We are busy here with... there we go. Okay. We are busy with these little guys. Both of them have now passed quarantine. So both of them are going to come to the Red Panda exhibit. I'm again going to try to get my live chat up on my phone. There we go, finally. I can see again. Okay. Right. We do need more staff because now we are filling out this area. Caretakers. Of course. Keepers. Of course. Mechanics, because everything's going to fall apart without them. Who else? We don't have vendors here, but we can definitely need to get some more security. Now, people are suddenly going to pop up to this area as well. Oh, which means we need bins as well. Bins. Now, this is more of an Asian theme. Let's go, there we go, East Asia. Although it's technically more West Asia, but oh well. We're going to go for the West Asian bins here, or East Asian bins here. Like that. Should be sufficient. And then of course, we need education. And that'll be the speaker. Oh, Lily, oh, so Lily was pregnant in the end. Oh my word, okay. She did have eggs there. Interesting. No power. Really? You don't have power thus far out? In that case, I'm just going to move you to over here, where there is power. One way to do things. And then of course we're just going to get the display board here. And I think if we put it here, we should have electricity. We're going to put that. We're going to put it Red Panda, of course. Guest facilities, and then money bins. As long as people put in the right bin and not accidentally put money in the rubbish bin there, everything is going to be fine. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. The Fluffles are here. Look at the Fluffles. Oh, okay. Not sure what Fluffles is doing. But Fluffles is... There we go. Oh, whoa. What on earth? Ooh, hello there. Okay, well. What an adorable little evil looking thing over there. So yeah, this one, Hans, is especially for you. Just so you can have a nice two little red pandas to have a look at. Really, really adorable. They do resemble raccoons quite a bit, especially with the markings around the eyes there. But very, very different colors and not that closely related either. In Afrikaans, I do believe, no, we call them the rooi panda, which is red panda. Okay, I thought we called him rooi wasbeer, which means red raccoon, but no, I don't think we do. But they are little carnivores, as you can see from their teeth over there. Now, if we're looking at the Zoopedia, I think they are slightly omnivorous, are they? Let's have a look here. What do they tell us? Social needs, no. Do they tell us what they will eat? Does share some characteristics, such as diet mainly consisting of bamboo. Oh! I did not know they were also eating bamboo. That's interesting. Not as bamboo dependent, however, as the giant panda would be. But yeah, good to know. Oh, they are really, really so cute. They're the cutest little things. Of course, if you are a fan of Kung Fu Panda, you will know Shifu as the red panda that is in that movie as well. They're such cute little critters. No, I didn't want to select the tree. I wanted to select these little pandas. Oh, whoa, that one teleported and flew all over the place. That is very interesting. I will have to fix this whole thing. And look at those nails, eh? Using it to climb down. Oh, and kind of plop down as well. A typical arboreal species. A lot of arboreal species, if they do not have a prehensile tail, like some monkeys would have, where they actually use their tail to cling onto the trees, they will have very sharp claws that will allow them to actually hold on to the trees that they are climbing in. So, yeah. That one is... Yeah, unfortunately, it seems the red pandas are fading through our things here. Oh my word, they can actually climb the real trees as well? Oh, that is new. I have not seen them do that. That's new for me. But yeah, they really are arboreal species, living up in the trees, perfectly adapted to life in the trees. Did they just make a sound? Pretty sure I heard them communicate with one another. Yeah, let's see. How are you feeling about your terrain? Too little grass, too much soil. Oh, we can fix that. That is fine. We can definitely fix the grass here. Make it nice and green. Still too much soil. Not for long though. There we go. Perfect. Right. Now they're happy. They do need more enrichment though. What have we got? We've got a dog bowl. But that's a feeder. We don't have any toys for them. Oh. Okay. Well, we need to do something about that then. Enrichment, toys, a box. Because nothing says enrichment quite like a box. Where are you off to in such a hurry, little one? Are you going to climb another tree? Or are you going to try and swim out of the enclosure? What are you going to do? Looking up at the tree? No. For a moment I thought it was going to do scent marking there, but I don't think they do scent marking in the game. Oh, the other one has discovered the box. What are you going to do? Come on, jump in the box. I know you want to. Come on. You gonna play with it? Okay. Ah, yes. Of course. Oh, that is so cute. And there it goes. Off it goes. And off goes Superman in the back there as well. Ah, such cute little critters. Okay. I'm glad we finally have another creature. Oh, this is such a quick squeaky sound. I'm glad we finally have another little critter in here. Now, unfortunately, the animals were a little bit stressed there. So we are going to put up a do not disturb sign. I'm trying to think again. I'm trying to think what the sign is again. Oh, it's under here. It was under here somewhere. Security. Do not disturb. So shh, you must be very quiet. It's the Red Pandas. Going to put that all over the place because Red Pandas are quite shy. And we do not want them stressing out. Stress, well, I'm not sure whether stress at 100% is good. I think it's supposed to be more calm than stress, but anyway. Boing! Off he goes. Probably going to jump up again now. Or get stuck on the steps. Whee! Ah, that's so sweet. Okay, let's have a look. Let's quickly check in. And our penguins over here. How are things looking over here? How are you all feeling? Jackson, how are you feeling? Space-wise? Perfectly fine, okay. Nutrition? Yeah, alright. Last meal quality. Yeah, you guys are not eating your food, so obviously it's getting stale. How is our moose doing? He's drinking water. What a magnificent beast. Oh my word. It's going to, of course, use our little suspended feeder over here to either eat the things up there or just brush up against it. Yeah, I would love to see one of these in real life. Not while it's chasing me, mind you, but you know, I would love to see one in real life. Oh, what a magnificent creature. I mean, look at that. And that also I have to say, this game is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, looking at this creature as the sun is behind him over there. Hello, what are you going to do? Are you going to try and jump out? Please don't. And the sound. Oh my word. Yeah, I can spend days and days in this game just building the perfect zoo. How are things in this enclosure? Let's just call the mechanic. You two males, you're right. Yeah, doesn't seem to be any problems with them. Okay. I think the meerkats may be slightly crowded. We are going to put all the female meerkats on contraceptives. Because we do not want them breeding anymore. So Vuyokazi, you are also being put on contraceptives. We've got enough meerkats as is. Technically only the alpha female of the meerkats would actually breed. But yeah, we still do not want unauthorized breeding there. I think we have another baby here somewhere. Yeah, there is Winda. Obviously, with it being Star Wars week, basically, we're going to call her Mace Winda. After Mace Windu. Because, you know, why not? Oh, and what a beautiful creature. Yeah. Gorgeous. I'll never get tired of the Okapi. And I'll always, whenever I build a zoo, I always try to include Okapi in there. How are these guys doing? How are the animals in here? Okay, that female is still using contraceptives. These ones, Samesh, you guys are how old? 2.7 years old. That sounds about right. They're not ready yet to actually start breeding. But they will probably, within a year or two, they will start breeding. These guys still need some kind of enclosure. Some kind of hard shelter, but we are going to do that I'm going to do that off screen. But yeah, I think actually this is probably a good point to actually stop tonight's stream then though. It has been a nice little session. We've made good progress. We've actually made quite a bit of progress. We've got a new enclosure there with the red pandas. We've got our king penguins over here. We've got our gharials all set up over here as well. Our zoo seems to be running quite smoothly. Everything is going all right. And we just need to make sure that everything is fine. And as this monsoon rainstorm sets in, I just want to say thank you everybody for tuning in to tonight's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you learned something new about these weird and wonderful little creatures. I mean, look at that little fluff ball run. That is so cute. And yeah, I'll of course have another live stream next week, Saturday evening again. Well, for me it will be evening. You maybe have Sunday morning or Saturday morning or all kinds of other times. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you on Tuesday for another Ark Survival Evolved video. And then on Friday, Nick and I will have another Dinkum episode as well. And then of course, Saturday, another Planet Zoo live stream. So until next time, everybody, stay safe. And I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.